Hey everybody, it's Tony Schiavone of All Elite Wrestling, and this is True Hill Heat, and I said it right, you motherfuckers.
Hey guys, it's Thunder Rosa, and welcome to True Hill Heat.
This is the knockout artist, Chris Hero. And if you're looking for some true heel heat, you better listen to them boys.
Hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for AEWramble episode 141. Roll the tape, reviewing the April 10th, 2024 edition of AEW Dynamite as only we can. And of course, to do that, I am joined by the man of 54,000 subscribers. You go to him for your honest movie and TV reviews, as well as your honest criticisms of Tony Khan, and you're going to get a lot of them on the Today Show. It is Jimmy Macram.
Hello, ladies and gents. How are you? What a glorious day. Another day, breathing in life. I'm so happy. You guys don't appreciate life enough. You're supposed to wake up happy. It's another day to be alive. Some people didn't wake up. Look at OJ. Wake up. Happy to be alive. I'm happy. I'm so happy.
You know what? The only good thing about last night was my friend was happy.
Aw. Appreciate it, brother.
I've
by the end of the show, but I appreciate it.
I never seen something that vindicated so many of my friends' thoughts. But yes, welcome to the show. We appreciate y'all for joining us live. You guys are coming out in full force early on here. Almost over 30 of you joining us on YouTube.
Jesus, did something happen last night? What is going on? You guys
More
okay?
on Twitter. It's like everybody. It's like the Young Bucks are a draw on this show. But yes, we are here to discuss AEW Dynamite from last night, and yes, Tony Khan did in fact air the footage from AEW All In involving CM Punk and Jack Perry, and we will break it down on today's episode, as well as everything that went down on last night's AEW Dynamite. So welcome if you're your first time joining us. We are here every Thursday, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time, to review AEW Dynamite, the best AEW Dynamite review on Wrestling YouTube and across every platform. So we appreciate y'all. Show that appreciation back the simplest way possible. Drop the thumbs up on this video. Share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family. You can also hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. I want to thank each and every one of you, because every one of those things helps out the channel, helps us grow, And it helps me provide for my family. I had someone on the comments saying, "Oh, you feed people by talking about wrestling?" I was like, "Yes." Someone in our comments said that today. I was like, "Yes, I do. So you can eat a dick. Congratulations." But yeah, no, they were rude about it. They were rude about it. They called Chrissy Love and Top Guy JJ and me marks. But they meant that in a derogatory term, not a friendly term. But yes. We appreciate y'all. Show that appreciation back in the comment section, in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you and highlight your comments. Let's hear what you have to thought about last night's AEW.
Well, today I am interested. Never mind. I erased this. Today I'm very interested in what you all have to say. I know what I think. Let's see what you all think.
And of course, you can send a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. We will make sure your comment is highlighted on screen. And of course, we will give you our thoughts on your comments as well. We have Gordon in the chat who says, "Oh, this about to be good." He also says, "Jimmy about to cook."
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm happy. It's a good day. Hey, welcome back.
EVP is back. You know, it must have been a good episode of Dynamite. EVP's back. He says, "I saw that segment online and instantly knew I had to tune into the review." We got Chuck Berries, one of our main supporters of the channel. Appreciate you, Chuck Berries, for joining us. He says, "What's good, y'all?" We also got here Nikki Boy, who says, "Sup, guys? This should be a good one." We also got Greg Bush, who says, "Oh, this is going to be fun." What's good, boys? I love how everybody in the chat is. We also got Simeon, who says, "Someone please give Jimmy some blood pressure medication, because I don't think last night was for him. Left my ass off." No, it was probably me that need the blood pressure medication, because I was like,
"Oh, is he one watching?" Oh my God, have you got one? I've been looking for a real life one all 12 hours since that thing came out. A real life one who thinks that looks worse for Punk than AEW. This should be fun. Stay around, sir. We'll get to it eventually.
We also got Nikki Boy in the chat who says, "I was working last night and the all-in tape is all anyone was talking about, so I didn't even bother to watch the show back when I got home." We also got Big Man Dogs who says, "Today is a good day."
It certainly fucking is.
We also got John Stat King in the chat who says,
"Hey,
go."
Right? What a great day.
Welcome, and Annika says, "Please, Jimmy, we got 2 hours to cover."
Oh, motherfuckers, copping please already. Nope. We're not copping no please today. The worst judge of all time. Everybody's guilty.
Oh, thank you, Nicky Boy. I appreciate it. He says, "Good reply, SP3." I tried my best. I had to bring it down because I went at like a 10, but I break it down to a 6. Because I was like, you questioning my job, let me question what the fuck you do. But I was like, all right, let me bring it down to a 6. But yes, we got EBB in the chat who says, "I wonder whose fault it is that literally the biggest thing to come out of Dynamite and all the chatter is about someone who was fired 8 months ago. Doing what they did made so little sense."
Absolutely. I've heard so many people take heat. Punk, Bucks, Jack Perry. Everybody said the person responsible. That's cool. We'll get to it. We got plenty of time. We'll get to it.
Oh yeah. You're gonna hear people put the person who was responsible for last night, and like me and Jimmy, to pull back the curtain a little bit. I've been talking more. I've been saying it the last couple of weeks. Been talking more during Dynamite, and I think that we came up with about 5 or 6 different ways to make this work. That it wasn't what we got.
Terrible idea.
I think we noted all the good stuff about it, and then why it did not work. But here we go. Simeon says, "I can't lie, I love Punk, but my guy can't shoot fight. No wonder he never wanted to fight Brock or Undertaker backstage. I didn't know he had beef with them, but okay."
He didn't. Is this the same guy, Simeon from earlier?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we don't need the first part of that. I can't lie, I love Punk. I was like, I got black friends, but I got to tell you, these niggas are fucking crazy. Stop it. We don't believe you, sir. We don't believe you. You're not fooling me. You're not fooling I, sir.
One Mike Nation says, "You are the only 2 people opinions I'm excited to hear on this." Well, thank you. Appreciate that. That's very nice of you. Very nice of you. We also got Ace who says CM Punk, the Young Bucks, Triple H. Yeah, there was a couple of people. It's still trending on Twitter. Yes, Tony Khan as well.
Oh, why did it take this for your company to get over? This is insanity. What are we doing? What a terrible idea. Poor Tony Schiavone, by the way.
Oh my God, we're going to talk about that too. Power Driver finishes saying, "Show me the ratings to decide whether to like Dynamite or not." That's why we specifically do this show before 4 o'clock, because I want to hear Jimmy's opinion on the show without him seeing the rating.
I don't care what the ratings are. It could be 3 million fucking people. It could outro Raw. I gives not a fuck.
Exactly. I want to hear his opinion based on what he watched, not on graphs. But we do have a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Alexander, starting us off hot here. We appreciate you.
Listen up, you prick.
Poor guy. Alexander says, before the roast, Penta versus Copeland was solid. Penta versus Copeland was good. I thought it was really good. A really good matchup that no one will be talking about or no one will remember from this episode.
Yeah, who cares? Didn't you expect Penta to win? I can't be distracted by these things.
Yeah.
I want to focus on one thing today.
You know what? For you, we'll start off with that segment. We'll start off the show. We won't do it in order this week. We got another super chat donation. This time, a super Chisholm from Will Chisholm. Thank you so much, Will. We appreciate you.
I'm serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
Will says, how y'all feel about Mercedes not wrestling until Double or Nothing? I love her Undertaker God. What? UT God. But that promo. But I love her, but God, that promo though. It's just heinous. Like the promo is just begging her to be a heel.
I hope that's the goal. I hope that's what we're getting. Otherwise, she's a psychopath. Like she's a babyface nut. She sounds crazy. She's like, ma'am, are you all right?
It's money changes everything. It's like, deadass. I can tell that Jen Pepperman is writing her promos because that is some WWE writer promos that she's been cutting.
Oh, it's fucking heinous. Oh well, what are you gonna do?
We have Josh Matlock who says they're selling the division by having all the ladies kiss Mariah. Not saying it isn't nice to look at, but it's very low brow.
It is low. Well, low brow is strong, but I could do without it.
I'm fine with it, especially if it leads to a love triangle. I'm good with it. I think that's a positive for the women's division.
I agree. We're going back to 1999 all over the show. I'm here for it. Back to WCW. I'm here for it. I win. I like WCW.
We got another super chat donation from Negro Buck Nick Jackson. Thank you so much, Negro Buck.
Let's fucking go.
Oh.
He says, Punk totally downplayed his reaction. He says, I just choked someone a little bit. No, sir, you choked him a lot. No, not really. It was like 10 seconds.
Oh, 10 seconds? Jesus. It was like 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, over. It's done. No, you're not dead. I am shocked by how old man strong he is. I was a little surprised by that.
Well, to be fair, Jack was not fighting back. And neither did he have a chance to.
You had plenty of chance. Once somebody shoves you, that's the start. Stupid. What the fuck do you think was gonna happen? How do I push you and you make no progress forward? Jack's an idiot. You know why? Because he thought nothing was gonna happen. He thought we just talk shit here. We're from California. No, nigga. Do something means something's about to happen. The fuck's wrong with you? I'm sorry. That's called consent, ladies and gentlemen. If you say do something or what the fuck you gonna do or blah, 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 that is consent. We don't know. No, we're not doing that. No, please cop it today. No.
I'm not plea copping. I just don't know what he said.
We know what he said.
I just know he got beat up. I know that's what that footage showed. He got beat up.
Beat up is strong. He got
shoved. He got shoved, and he got put into a headlock.
Well, you say it like that, it's funny. He got jostled a little bit. He got tossed around.
He got a little jostled. He was not the aggressor. The damn sure.
No!
Whatever that story was, whenever that came out, that was some bullshit. But no. I think out of everything, the big thing, honestly, the person who looks better and looks like the victim in all of this is Jack. Because how the fuck did he do that? And he's been away from this company for 7 fucking months. What kind of incompetent people run this fucking company? This kid did nothing wrong.
If I was Jack, I'd be very upset. Yes, I got. First of all I did was talk shit.
But he is reaping some of the benefits. Did you see the report earlier today? His shirt sold out. He's got
Yes.
he's a top selling shirt now.
Does he get a percentage?
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations. Well, then I am happy for you. But yes, the only way this is, first of all, it made him sympathetic, I guess, to some people. I guess that's a good thing. Not to me. Certainly not to me. I mean, I feel bad he got suspended. He's a victim in that, I suppose. And then get resuspended when Punk came back as a Survivor Series. I guess I feel bad for you there. But no, you don't get to act like a dickhead on TV. Then say do something. And then have something happen. And I'm supposed to feel bad for you. No.
I mean, you believe he said do something. I don't.
Yes, because that nigga told me he choked him a little bit, and he choked him a little bit. That's what happened. When that nigga went up to play-by-play, I see nothing to refute anything. The chair signing, and that's chair signing. Fucking, I can't let you get too close, shove. That's exactly what the fuck happened.
He was close to him the entire time. He never got closer.
Exactly what the fuck happened. You think Jack Perry was saying, "Oh man, I'm so sorry, bro. What's the beef here? What's the beef here? I have no beef here. We're gonna use common sense. What's the beef here? I got no beef." And the Punk was like, "Grr! No, nigga, no. Playing with your hair doesn't fool me. White boy tricks. No. Passive aggressive horse shit. No, we're not doing it. Nobody getting the pass. Stop.
We got another super chat donation here from Will Chisholm at Super Chisholm. Thank you so much, Will. He says, I gotta ask Jimmy, what did you think about WrestleMania Night 2 main event?
My second favorite ridiculous horseshit match ever. Behind Backlash 2000. And I thought it was an all-time main event. I might give it 5 stars. I don't know yet.
I did.
I wasn't really grading when I watched. Not mad at it.
Oh, you won't argue with me. Oh, wow.
Not mad at it. Josh is here! Holy shit, sir. I cannot tell you. Let me tell you something. If this had shown Punk getting the shit kicked out of him, I wouldn't be here. Something drastic happened. I don't know. SP3, my internet. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I listen, sir. I apologize. I never missed an episode. I listen. My bad. You can count on me. I'll be here next episode. But this motherfucker show up. Oh, we're in highly delusional state. I appreciate it. Welcome, sir. Sit back and enjoy.
Man, you know it's gonna be a good day when we haven't even started talking about the show. We get a $40 super chat. Thank you so much to Shane Nasty for that huge super chat donation. We appreciate the support, the love. We're going to read that comment right after this.
Tony Khan! This is also on you! Because you can stop this!
Shane Nasty says, just throwing some love because it's been a while. Love you guys. Also, I think it's time for AEW to move on. It's not time. It's past due. It is about 8 months. 8 months? Oh, they should have fucking moved on. Why are we talking about them moving on from someone who's in another company?
Oh, what a great show.
Thank you, Shane Nasty, for the super chat donation. Anyone else gonna throw? You could send a super chat donation. We'll make sure your comment is highlighted on screen. But let's talk about this segment because I can't even start. We can't even start at the beginning of the show because of this segment. So it was on Saturday on AEW Collision that they made the announcement that Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, the Young Bucks, would be showing footage, never before seen footage from AEW All In. And it was then confirmed by Dave Meltzer on the Wrestling Observer Radio, as well as Sean Ross Sapp on Fightful, that in fact AEW would be showing the Jack Perry CM Punk footage. We talked about this when the news dropped, or I sent you like the graphic, and we originally thought, we were like, okay, it's got to be a Young Bucks bit that they're gonna do, and for as much as you don't like the Young Bucks, you have said on occasion that they do play this role well. So we was like, okay, that's all fine. But when it was confirmed that that they were gonna show this, I was like, oh, how are you about to swing this? Well, here we go.
What did you think? Wait, what did you think? How did you think they were going to swing this originally? When they said they're going to review it, and then somebody came out and said they want to embarrass CM Punk, what did you think the footage would show?
I didn't. Well, I knew. I really kind of believed Punk with the whole exchange, like him talking to him pushing him and putting him in the headlock. So I thought we were going to just see what we said, but I thought they would come up with a way to make it work. I told you in our conversation when we were watching live, have the Young Bucks commentate over it. Like it was like all the potential of this segment was in the first 5 minutes with the Young Bucks introducing the video, and then it got all taken away once they pressed play.
Yeah, they could have said, look, Jack's minding his own business. He's saying, how are you? What's the beef, sir? Look at the psychopath pushes him.
Exactly. Like, make it work. Make it work. Like, if you've seen the footage, make it work. But we get footage before the commercial break from the previous 3 meetings between the Young Bucks and FTR are shown, with the Bucks winning the first battle while FTR have won the following 2. Excalibur says up next, the Young Bucks will discuss and show footage from All In. So we go, they introduce it with the commentators at the commentator table. And poor Tony Schiavone. Tony Schiavone looked like he was having PTSD from WCW. He looked like he was having PTSD, that he wanted to crawl up in a ball in a corner before any of this aired. But they take it over to the Young Bucks, who are backstage. They said that the TV audience is ready to see the footage, but not before some context. Nicholas said that at Dynasty, he says it's coming up, and it's FTR versus the Young Bucks, which got him to think about the wounds from All in London. So this is the perfect time to talk about it. The biggest show in company history. As a lot of critics said, whoever won that match would be the greatest team of the generation. Matthew said before their match, an incident occurred between a scapegoat, a lovable kid named Jack Perry, who reminded them a lot of them at his age. He's also from California. The other individual tried to make it all about himself. Before they say the individual's name, Matthew tells Nicholas not to. They say someone who is good friends with FTR. Nicholas wondered if FTR were the masterminds of this entire situation, which Matthew said they couldn't say that, as that's unprofessional to say that on an open forum. There was a cut, and then we go back to to them sitting, and Matthew said that incident put the locker room in disarray, as they didn't have time to prepare for the match, not even time to pray. If you asked anyone in the room, there should be an asterisk next to that FTR victory. Matthew said the footage is short, and it's similar to a high school scrap. However, the ramifications were anything but, as it threatened to bring down the biggest show of all time. They roll the tape with no audio, and we see Jack Perry by basically their gorilla position. What we don't see behind the wall that has the AEW logo is basically their production area, where Tony Khan, I believe Chris Hero was back there, some other personnel, monitors, stuff like that. So Perry is standing there, and we see Punk approaching. They talk for, I would say, less than a minute. We see him walk up, talk to him. Samoa Joe is also getting ready for his match in the top corner of the shot. We have referees Aubrey Edwards and Paul Turner in the referee stripes, as well as some production staff around. I believe that in the black shirt right behind Punk is Jerry Lynn. Why none of these people like are trying to stop this from even occurring? I mean, maybe it's looked calm at first. I don't know what happened, but they talk briefly. Punk shoves Perry with his, I believe, his right hand. Then he shoves him with both hands. Then he immediately runs up on Perry. And as Perry is like basically doing a hair comb, I guess, as he says, do something about it. And Punk shoves him once, shoves him twice, puts him in a front face lock. Immediately, Samoa Joe steps in. He pulls Perry away. You can see Tony Khan trying to reach over the table to either calm CM Punk or grab the monitors that were being knocked over. Punk did kind of make a lunging gesture towards that area after the scuffle had occurred between him and Perry. I guess that is where he tells Tony Khan that this place is a joke and I fucking quit. You're a clown or whatever. But we see Jerry Lynn, we see Chris Hero come from behind the monitors to pull Punk away. Malachi Black also comes in as well as Jerry Lynn to pull Punk away. He's ushered away while Samoa Joe and Sanjay Dutt are talking in the corner to Jack Perry at the end of all of this. Honestly, other than Jack Perry, like I gave my argument of why I think Jack Perry looks like a victim in this situation, the real hero in this whole situation, the person I feel most bad for, that did nothing wrong, but probably felt like his job was in jeopardy. What's my hero? Oh my God, he was the sweetest person. This man is friends with Punk. He got a job in the management and a producer. Like he's like, oh fuck my life. He did the full on front face to palm to the temples to holding my face. Oh my God, I felt for this man. Matthew said that wasn't the worst of it. The worst was filling a building for such a great wrestling show and losing on that night. Matthew said FTR had the balls to shake their hands, which they won't do at Dynasty, and Nicholas storms off while Matthew shows he's wearing a scapegoat shirt. Immediately following the airing of this footage, CM Punk took to his Instagram story and put out a George W. Bush meme, which says mission accomplished as he got what he wanted here. Before we get into the FTR response to this, give us your thoughts on this segment.
You said you were expecting what Punk said happened to happen before the footage aired. That's how I felt when you first sent me that picture. And then maybe on Sunday. By Monday, when I read they hope to embarrass CM Punk, I thought, oh no, they caught my boy capping. Jack Perry must have got on top of him. Oh no, this is going to look fucking, I don't want to see this shit. I was so nervous. Then I watched him. Oh, never mind. That's exactly what you said happened. Oh. Oh, listen, this is going to be beautiful for Jack Perry's life. I know it doesn't feel like it now. But listen, you sold out your t-shirt, right? You're already going through the worst of it. You got beat up and suspended for no good reason. Listen.
For no reason. And really, I mean, I want to know from Jack's perspective what he thinks he said in that moment. If in that moment he said, I was really just calling out, the bullshit being on the internet. I wasn't calling out you. If he was passive aggressive and was trying to like deny and get away from Punk, then I'd really feel bad for the kid. But yeah, you more or less got suspended for the line on air than anything you did in that situation.
I would say if they told him, shut the fuck up, don't say anything, and he went out there and said something, then yeah, you get suspended, I guess. But all I know is what he said. I know it was in that general vicinity of, well, we're not going to fight, or you're not going to do nothing, or fucking do something. It's something in that general vicinity, and them's fighting words. Sorry. All right. I get to all this. This is good for him. This is good for your life, sir. First of all, it teaches you a valuable lesson in life. I'm not sure how many of you have ever gotten into a fight you weren't expecting to get into, but it lets you know that your actions have consequences. And your words have consequences. And everybody's not living by this bitchy ass Twitter code where it's just words. We can say whatever the fuck we want to because I'm on the other side of this fucking screen. No, you fucking cannot, stupid. You can get fucked up on the spot. I don't care how many people are here. Fuck's a nut. It's very irresponsible. I'll be nice. I'll be real at the very least. Very irresponsible on his part. Because even though it's Jack Perry, you could have broke a finger, you could have broke something. Then what happens? What about the match? You're fucked. And you fucked everybody there. And Chris Hero, more importantly.
Chris Hero. Like, can we talk about the real victim here?
Why?
Chris Hero.
You're lucky to be here.
He's thinking, he's like, God damn it, I'm part of Buck's friends. I'm screwed. He's like, I'm thinking I'm working. He just got there. Yes, that's true. Like, he just got hired in the summer of 2023.
Oh, you poor person.
And you're like, my good friend just got into a fight and then said he quit the job. Oh my God, this poor man.
Yeah. You'll come back from this. You learn your lesson, grow up and mature, and hopefully you can move past this. Listen, he'll never be a star. Sorry. I told you that before.
I think he can use this in a similar fashion to Shawn Michaels, because Shawn Michaels lost a bunch of backstage fights and fights in general.
Similar. What do you mean similar to use this how?
Because he's not as talented in the ring as Shawn Michaels, but the character
he's not talented
in
any
was chicken shit heel who didn't win real fights.
Shawn is impossibly charismatic. Jack Perry has negative charisma. I didn't think it was possible. He has negative charisma. Told you that first heel turn promo before any of the CM Punk shit happened. I said it's not happening. This nigga stinks. Sorry, he's just not charismatic. Go back to being Jungle Boy. Apparently that was a good idea. I didn't know. I apologize to Tony Khan. Jungle Boy, good idea. Just flip and wear a skirt and move on. What a heinous idea this was. There's nobody who I saw before this aired who said it was a good idea.
No.
Nobody.
No. And you weren't going to change anybody's feelings by showing it. So what was the point? I know the point. The point in general was twofold. It was, we got to get back at CM Punk. We got to get our revenge. We can't be a punching bag. And two, to pop a rating. So you didn't do that first part. You didn't do that first part. In Punk's mind and Punk's fans, you vindicated it. Honestly, that's what you did. And then two, if you don't pop a rating, then this is like, this may do irreversible damage. This may be AEW's finger poke of doom.
Ooh, I can see that. A lot of people think the doom was the end. It just took a while to happen. It's entirely possible. And by the end, we don't mean that they go away. I mean, Tony Khan, I don't think we'll let it go away ever. But the spot that they hold right now might not be it in a year. It might be closer to like a TNA. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Unfortunately,
that's how this whole move looks like in retrospect. Simeon saying the Young Bucks explanation was hilarious. That was the one thing me and Jimmy were in full agreement with, that the Young Bucks part of this was the best part. Like, once the footage aired, it all sucked all the quality of the segment. Because it's like, just have them keep talking. It's working. Keep it going. Like, once the footage aired, keep going. Like, have them talk. Yes. Like, at this point, we were supposed to be praying. And we were supposed to be praying. We just watched our good friend Jack Perry have a good matchup where he brought up that he was using real glass, and for any of the fans who complained about it, to go cry them a river. So I don't know why FTR's friend then approached him in a very violent manner. Do you see, Jack? He's just trying to get away. He's just trying to get around him. But then this maniac, this lunatic on a mission sent by FTR starts to attack this young, defenseless pup. This young, lovable kid, this kid that same person said that if you have a problem with someone named Jack Perry, maybe you're the problem. And he was the problem on that day. Poor Chris Hero. Poor Jerry Lynn, all these people. And at this point, we're on our knees about to do the sign of the cross when we're told we have to go clean up this mess and then do what they did on finishing the promo. And this is a good segment. This would be on this show being like, you know what?
Pretty good.
This is actually made it work. They actually made this work.
I'll say Jack got his ass kicked, but you know what? At least the Bucks got something out of it.
Yep.
That's a win. FTR got something out of it. Yep. Thank you, Dax, for your fucking. I won't get into it. Yeah, good job. Instead, everybody looks like a hoe. Tony Khan, especially. Do we know whose idea this was? I assume it was Tony Khan's.
It's Tony.
You know officially?
It was Tony. Wade Keller on PW Insider said that the Young Bucks were not in favor of doing this. I don't know why that's surprising. The Young Bucks,
why not?
Ever since Brawl Out, they have not won anything to do with CM Punk. So I'm not surprised. When I saw that report, I was like, not surprised. They have not wanted to do anything involving CM Punk since everything Brawl Out. So it's not surprising they did not want to do this.
Props to them for having some kind of common sense. What the fuck? Holy shit. Oh, well. I love that. Oh, Fightful Select corrected Wade Keller. Oh, Wade Keller's another one. We got to start. Bygone era.
Scroll down. Let me scroll down. Wade getting exposed. Oh, no. EBB says Fightful Select had said that report was false. The Young Bucks were in favor of it and were happy to do so.
These fucking idiots. I knew it. See what happens when you stick up for these adults? I mean, I apologize. Nick Jackson's not an adult.
Hey. Yeah, Nick Jackson or Matt Jackson. I mean, I think that this was more Tony's idea. Well, what Fightful was saying is that the Young Bucks were presented this and were in favor of it, but it's Tony Khan's idea. So our problems and our issues still stand with Tony Khan.
Oh, listen, even if it was the Young Bucks idea, totally, it's still his fucking program. Still his fucking idea to say yes and no and to put it fucking on. Charles getting very upset, and it's kind of funny. I've been watching him fucking talk this the whole time as nobody's agreeing with him. And he's assuming it's everybody else. That's the issue. It's everybody else. Y'all don't get it. Fucking wrestling marks. I'm the only person here that gets it. Sorry.
No, I get. I think we've done a good job of kind of saying what was the point, what was they trying to get out of this, and I just gave you, the way of how this could have worked. It could have worked if you just have the Young Bucks go full throttle throughout the entire segment and don't give us a minute of silence and a videotape that makes no one in your company look good. Especially the owner who is sitting his ass right there. Right there. He's right there.
What is he supposed to do?
I'm sorry. Maybe it's because I grew up as an uncle to younger nephews. So if I'm standing there and my nephews get into a fight, guess whose ass was going to get kicked? My ass. Because I should have stopped them. And Tony Khan, you should have stopped that from happening.
All you had to do was fucking get Joe's attention, because Joe's over there in the zone, by the way.
Yep.
He's fucking focused on what he is.
Or tell Chris is right next to you. Before he jumps up, when it starts happening, he's like, Chris, can you get him away from here?
Or perhaps, now that we are 40 minutes into the show and fucking 5 years into this company, is it 5 years yet?
Yes, 5 years.
Perhaps this man is as incompetent as I've always told you that he is, at least for the last 4 years. That he's not good at any single part of the job. Oh, wait a minute. I can't forget before I forget. These people, my friend, he didn't start it, but my friend Joel Pearl, the great Joel Pearl, because they were copyrighting videos last night. AEW was. They were copyrighting the all-in footage. And Joel Pearl comes out of the fucking blue. He came out the blue and said, oh, you guys are mad about nothing. They're just trying to drive people towards their social media, properly monetized content, which doesn't feature the all-in footage, by the way. It's not on YouTube. It's not on Twitter. It's nowhere. Then they have the nerve to get mad at us. Talking about, oh, y'all just trying to bet. No, nigga. How dare you? And you backed him up. How dare you?
Yes.
Support
Yes, I
Tony
did.
Khan.
Yes, I did.
When he just showed you on national television that he's impossibly incompetent, you think somehow an hour later he's competent now on Twitter. Where does that happen? Where does somebody at fucking idiot now?
I was hoping someone would be incompetent in the company.
It don't happen. It don't happen. It never happened. And you're all going to learn that just because you have $1 billion doesn't make you smart. Especially when it's not your $1 billion. I tried to tell you, you didn't want to listen. Sorry. I know, it hurts. She'll get over it. There'll be another wrestling promotion 10 years from now. Maybe be ran by somebody
So you're saying this is the end? This is the end now?
I told you 6 months ago, maybe, that it was over. That competition thing, that's done.
Oh, I'm not saying the competition. I'm talking about it actually being a company.
Listen, I can buy an LLC right now and I'll be a company. So what? What does that? No, yeah, they'll be around forever. So what? I mean, if any real relevance, it's done. It was done 6 months ago. This was just the fucking pissing in the grave.
So they're going to lose their number 2 spot as well?
Well, who's number 3 right now?
TNA or NJPW.
Well, them niggas are so incompetent. I don't see how that happens either. But
honestly, because of this segment and because of this decision to air this footage, I had one of those Jean Grey visions. And I think that it felt like we were going back to the time where WWE was the only show in town.
And I don't want that in my life.
I don't want that either.
As much as I'm in...
The best thing that happened to WWE was the existence of AEW.
Yes. As much as I'm enjoying what they're doing now, first of all, I want people to have a place to work. I love you, Triple H. I know you're watching. Tony Khan, I hope you're watching.
Yeah, we know you're watching, Triple H.
I know you're watching. But listen... I want there to be a place where Ospreay can make a choice. Do I want to fucking run my body ragged for fucking no money and maybe get a gigantic payday at the end or get paid right now for being the best wrestler on the planet? I want him to have that choice. And if you, Tony Khan, keep fucking this up, people like Will Ospreay won't have that choice.
Yeah.
No,
I just want Tony to just start listening to other people. You have clearly shown that just listening to you and you being this Vince McMahon figure in AEW will slowly but surely kill this fucking place. I am sorry. We have moved past the era of a professional wrestling company, especially a major one that is on network television or cable television, to be overrun by one creative voice or one creative head. I want to go back to the times where AEW felt like more of a collaboration between the performers and Tony Khan, and it just doesn't. That decisions like last night just don't feel like that.
No, certainly not. I feel bad for everybody there. I feel bad for Edge, who looked like an adult, just went out there and talked shit for 8 minutes. Positivity.
And then they turn around and get the exact opposite shit. Like, you made that a promo that we complained about worse.
Oh, what a shame. Oh well. Just hire a booker. Things will go better.
Like at this point, I'm with it. I'm with it. If we got to start, because he is showing tendencies. The decision last night showed tendencies of Eric Bischoff in 1999-2000 or Vince Russo. Vince Russo Crash TV. That's what that showed signs of. And when you are leaning too far on that side of the fence, that's when I'm like, yeah, let's put in somebody new. Let's bring in somebody new. We need a new creative voice. Scott D'Amore is free. How about it?
That's true. I didn't know Triple H and Paul Heyman got along so well. I was really kind of holding out hope for Paul Heyman, but oh well, never mind. Fuck it.
Hey, Scott D'Amore. Is Gabe Spokowski still in WWE?
Who cares? I want to see his shitty ROH booking. Stinks. Already get that already. Look at this random match. Good match. Who cares? I'm not getting the ROH. I mean, it worked for ROH. It's a DVD thing. I get it. I enjoy it.
We got a super chat donation here from Will Chisholm, a super Chisholm. Thank you so much, Will. He says, I love how SP3 was like, give Miss Peppermint a chance. She might be a good writer. Now she's just the WWE bad promos, LOL. You gave her a chance, SP3. He was
Did he? I gave him 3 seconds.
I do. I gave him 4 weeks. I got 4 weeks in promo. 4 weeks.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I know you all think fucking it's a soap opera. If you actually listen to soap opera dialogue, it's horrible.
Yeah,
it's horrifying.
It's not good.
And they're real actors. She isn't. Sorry.
Thank you so much for the super Chisholm, Will. We always appreciate that.
They go on Twitter. I don't see how this is going to work. This is absolutely ridiculous. Send.
Save us, MJF.
We also got Bell in the chat sending us a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Bell.
Thank you. Fuck you. Bye.
Bell says Drew McIntyre about to go God mode on Raw, all thanks to AEW. Yeah, he's going to be the real winner out of this because he's going to have a bunch of material.
You want to choke me, Punk? Come in here and choke me, Punk. Oh, I can't wait. Let's go.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good. We also got Big Hero Chris with another super chat donation. Thank you so much, Chris. We appreciate it.
Fucking Mark!
He says, so does this mean that Anna Jay is single because Jungle Boy can't fight?
I don't think his vibes gave me he's never been in a fight.
Yeah. I mean, he's the son of like someone who was like a major star in the 90s, and he's probably been in like Beverly Hills and the nicer areas of California. He never had to worry about any of that.
Yeah, you thought you could talk to everybody like you talk to your butler, huh? No, good buddy. That's not how that fucking works. Absolutely not. I will say this. I wish he handled some things differently. But this was over before All In. Well before All In.
Yeah. Yeah, you could tell by the way he was talking. It was over after Brawl Out. It was basically over after Brawl Out. Tony came up with a way to make it work that Punk told him wasn't going to work. So
we've got to be in the same place for pay-per-views.
Punk came in there with like, this is not going to work, so I'm going to make sure this don't work.
It worked out for bit more. And then this nigga's talking shit on TV. So when does Val Venus get to talk about Steve Austin? This is insanity. What? And nobody does anything?
Punk was like, Austin didn't let Jeff Jarrett talk shit about him on TV. I ain't letting no Jack Perry. Alexander with a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Alexander.
Because he wants me to work with pricks constantly. That's what it is.
Nevertheless,
Alexander says the footage was exactly what I thought. Punk was the aggressor, and why was Jack suspended? They should have showed the footage the week Punk was fired. They should have showed I heard Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio, Alexander, say the same thing, that they should have showed the footage with Tony Khan's explanation after Punk was fired. Side by side. It should have been side by side of him being like, this is why I had to let him go. I'm on the other side of the wall. He came at me. I felt my safety was in danger. He didn't need to say life. That's what he went past the line. I felt my safety was in danger because there's a whole bunch of monitors and stuff. You may get hurt. That's okay. That's okay to say safety. Safety is fine. Life, it's when you cross the line. But he should have played it then. Then now it looked so petty and bad on the company.
It does. But hey, whatever. I just can't get over it's 8 months later.
It's 8 months later. 8 months later.
Oh my
That's
God.
insane.
What the fuck are we doing? Poor Tony Schiavone. This was the greatest face ever. Oh, this dog just died? Poor bastard.
Smart Psychology Podcast saying, y'all telling me the cancer was even trying to leave the body and TK wouldn't let him?
I mean, listen, I understand that theory. You don't want to lose CM Punk. I understand that. It's the biggest star in the company. But if he's that big of a star, shouldn't you have done more to assuage the situation by like sitting everybody down? Like the Bucks didn't agree to the meeting. It's not their fucking call. I'm the boss, ain't I?
Exactly. Exactly. I'm gonna make this work you're going to have to be at this meeting. You're going to have to be at this meeting because all of you guys are going to have to be at All In. So let's get this shit on the road. Be a boss. No one was questioning if what Punk said about the All In fight was true or false following his interview. What they were asking is how responsible of a leader Tony Khan was. And so unfortunately, the airing of this footage answered that question. Following the airing of the footage, we get FTR storming down to the ring, and they ask what the Bucks were trying to accomplish, showing that footage aside from having an excuse on why they lost at Wembley. Wheeler said he's sick and tired of this, as everyone wants to just move on instead of showing the talent doing their best work ever. We get footage from 8 months ago. Thanks to Rod and Todd Flanders for that one. Wheeler said he's sick of the Bucks being petty bitches. Hardwood said that the EVPs who say without them, AEW wouldn't exist and folks would be without jobs. Hardwood said that he kind of agrees, as without the Bucks, he might still be shaving Wheeler's back. What makes the Bucks sick, though, is that FTR has eclipsed them as the best tag team on the planet. And at one time, the Bucks cared about AEW, but whether it's greed, they lost that, and they only care about themselves. However, said Hardwood, on the back of every single man and woman who want to be there, they will build things on their backs, not just for them, but for the future of pro wrestling. So it gives people a decision on where fans decided to spend their money. And if the Bucks don't want to be a part of All Elite Wrestling, grab your ball. FTR has got this. Hardwood said this isn't about Wembley. This isn't about All In. This is about the AEW World Tag Team Championships. And at AEW Dynasty, 2 teams walk in. One walks out the first ever 3-time AEW World Tag Team Champions. And the Bucks might have built the foundation, but FTR will build the roof and have no issue blowing it off every single time top guy's out. What did you think about FTR's response?
Did Tony know this was going to be the response? Like, I know he knew they were going to respond. He knows that the response would be we should all be moving on. So essentially, the Young Bucks are substitutes for. So he knows this is dumb. He knows he's the heel in the situation.
I think so.
Okay, well then I'm back to my original thing. We're just in desperation mode. We need to pop a rating. You pop the rating. I assume the ratings haven't come out yet, but they had to do something. My guess is 8.
At least they wanted to drag ass over that 800 mark. That's what it feels like. Like they got shook by 2 weeks below 800,000, and this was the desperation move. This was pathetic. This is pathetic to pop a rating. It's pathetic because all it did in the long run is that you put over another fucking company's babyface, and you made him the babyface of your company.
It's shocking. It's shocking to me. I appreciate the effort the Bucks and FTR put into trying to make this something useful to somebody. I don't think it worked, but because nobody's talking about the Bucks FTR right now. But hey, whatever. What happens next week?
How you make this work long term, though? How you make the whole thing work with the matchup is that now Jack Perry has to come back and help the Bucks win the titles.
Of course. Yes, if you're going to do anything,
that's the only way shit makes sense. That's all we can ask for at this point. They made the mistake. They did it. It's done. It will be talked about the decision to do it for a while, but they can sway the narrative or sway the talk a little bit better by completing that story and making it make sense, and then having a hell of a show next Sunday.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't know why. I don't see it. I don't see the long-termness of it. Listen, I think that works short-term. It kind of puts a bow on everything. Then you have Jack Perry and the Elite, I assume.
He's the hangman of the Elite. You replaced Omega with Okada, and you replaced Perry with Hangman.
Holy shit! Even if I call Okada and Omega even swap, which I don't think it is, but let's say I did think that. Swapping out Hangman for Jack Perry. Good Lord. This is like the opposite of Pokemon. It's like a devolution. What the fuck is that? What a terrible, terrible idea. I don't care how mad I am at Hangman. The man is talented. Jack Perry stinks, and he always has. He could fucking... I don't know what to tell you.
Wow, this is ridiculous. Oh,
Hangman could take a shit in fucking CM Punk's bag, and you'll never hear me say Hangman's not better than Jack Perry. Would you stop it?
I mean, Hangman apparently stalled off on Punk at Double or Nothing, and he ain't do shit. So that's to tell you. Remember, Punk in the interview before he came back, he said that that he felt like Hangman was hitting him too hard during the match at Double or Nothing.
That was fucking... I'm sorry. Love you, Punk. I don't believe you.
Me either. Because I'm sorry. How many times, if that happened, would you have went backstage and approached the person? Like,
yeah, I was gonna say.
We didn't hear any stories about that, so I don't think that a year later you then remembered. Yeah, you kind of hit me a little too hard.
I think you believe you. I think he believes that now. Now looking back, I think he was hitting me hard. He wasn't. It's okay.
Yo, you can rationalize everything Punk says.
Yeah, no, thinking about it, I think he was fucking... No, he wasn't, though.
You know what? He shit on me. He was trying to shit on me. Like, what?
I love this Punk can't fight thing because he lost to a UFC fighter. You guys never been in a fight before in these shows.
Exactly. We got another super chat donation here from Gordon Windfalls. I like this name, man. Gordon Windfalls, thank you so much for the super chat. You sound like a professional wrestler already, sir. The super chat donation, sir. Appreciate you.
You don't know shit!
He says, who else can get chance from both promotions in the same week? He's literally a face in WWE and a heel in AEW. 2024 Wrestler of the Year. Sorry, Cody.
Is he a heel, though?
He's not a heel in AEW. He's actually a baby face, Gordon. He's a baby face also in AEW. But, like, this is the crazy thought. This is the crazy thing. As soon as I heard the chants, you know what I thought? I was like, outside of Chicago, when they fired him, you never heard that.
That is correct.
Yo,
that is that.
It's fucking crazy. This would have been the first promotion that CM Punk left, and we never heard the chants outside of Chicago. Like, that never happened. When Punk leaves a promotion, that promotion usually has chants for him. Ring of Honor, WWE, it's always happened like that. AEW was the first promotion to buck the trend, and then they gave the fans a reason to chant his name.
I felt that they had perfectly kind of healed CM Punk when he left, because most fans are bitches, that's the point. But they were like, he's a violent psychopath. I'm glad we got him out of here. And then you just made him a babyface. You can't do this if you fucking tried to do it. What the fuck?
It's actually comically. It's a comedy of errors. It's a comedy of errors. We got another super chat donation here from Alexander. Thank you so much, Alexander, for the support.
Weapon in hand too, and Blackpool Combat's what they better wear out Kenny as long as they can. With Hangman's going to come out here.
Alexander says AEW should have just been quiet. If they responded or not, they were in a no-win situation. I like what the Bucks said in the beginning, but it went downhill. We're in agreement there. We all seem to be pretty much in agreement that the Bucks part, the first part, was actually good, and then once you roll the tape, it's over.
Were you ready for a swerve? I was ready for a swerve the way they were talking. I was like,
yes, yeah. I thought they were going to show us like them like reacting, like they did, like they filmed a skit of them reacting to finding out. Like, oh man, what? They got in a fight? Like it should have been something like that, like Brandon Cutler coming into their locker room. They're getting down to pray. Brandon Cutler coming into the locker room like, oh my God, Jack just got attacked. He got attacked by him. They don't even have to say his name. They get him. They got attacked by him. Like, oh my God, there was so many ways to make this fucking work. The fuck? I'm getting mad. I'm getting mad at thinking of all the ways this could have worked.
What a terrible idea.
Chuck Berry's with a super chat donation as well. Thank you so much, Chuck Berry.
Let's fucking go.
He says, who did that footage help? And who did it actually hurt?
I just think it. Well, it hurt Tony Khan. That's obvious.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody else was swayed one way or another, but
I think the only person it hurt was it hurt the perception of AEW, and it hurt Tony Khan as a leader, as a boss.
Yeah.
That's the and it didn't help anyone. I don't think it helped Punk. I don't think it helped Jack. I mean, no, I feel like it did help Jack because now I feel like why has he been gone for 8 months? Like that's what I'm now like. That's the biggest question that I have coming out of the footage is that why has Jack Perry been gone for 8 months?
for being a bitch.
Has he been actually suspended for 8 months for being?
Did he actually suspend anybody? If you get paid, are you really suspended, or are you just at home?
Paid with suspension. I mean, you can have paid suspension.
I've never understood that at all.
Me either, but hey,
Getting paid to not work is insane.
Hey, I would have loved that. Imagine getting suspended, but still getting your homework and everything, and you wouldn't have been behind. That's like what it would have been for school. But we get another super chat donation, this time from our good friend EBB. Thank you so much, EB. We appreciate that.
I'm hurt and I'm old and I'm fucking tired and I work with fucking children.
I just love that clip. EBB saying one portion of I'm not gonna take this shit, please.
Play the clip. Play the clip. The man asked. He wants the clip.
I'm not gonna take this shit.
I'm serious. I'm not gonna sit back and take this fucking shit.
That's good. That was Tony Khan's response after watching the Ariel Helwani interview. That's exactly what he told the entire AEW management and staff immediately following the Ariel Helwani interview. Annika with a super chat donate. We got Annika throwing super chats out here in these streets today. You know it's a party.
Why you so crazy? Take it easy. Take it easy.
Annika says, I need Moxley to come back because it feels like ever since he left to do other stuff, TK is running loose with his Petty.
Listen, I like Petty when it benefits you. This doesn't. What the fuck are you doing?
This doesn't at all. I've never seen pettiness backfire this bad. It's been a while since I've seen pettiness backfire this bad. We got another super chat donation, a super chism from Will. Thank you so much, Will.
You fucking mark!
He says, didn't Tony bring her in because of Mercedes? If so, we know what her taste is. LOL.
Yeah, I assume Mercedes wanted her brought in, but I've been unimpressed so far. I'll say that fucking much.
Haven't heard that promo I've been waiting for from Mercedes. That's for sure. That's for sure.
The rougher side.
Yeah. Jacob Cortson saying I don't think it benefits or hurts Punk. In more to Punk and him and his fans, he feels validated. He wanted them to play the tape. So.
Oh, this was a chess move. Good job.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd like it helps his credibility along. Next time he says something happened, we're gonna be like, oh yeah, it probably happened exactly the way he said it happened, even if it didn't. And you know what? It might benefit him long term because Drew McIntyre more things to say.
That's true.
He's going to be fucking fire.
It is. Yeah, Big Man Dog said it's a good point too. Petty is fine if you're winning.
I would usually agree with that take, but I got to take a shot at somebody I love very shortly. He's winning. He had a great fucking weekend. I thought the shot he took at the Great Will Ospreay was unnecessary. I was not a fan. I was not a fan of that shot, sir.
I agree.
Winning or not.
It came off like a nigga that gets rejected by a girl on the street, be like, "Oh, you ugly anyway."
It was some of that old Triple H popping up. I was like, "Sir, you gotta press that. Keep that down."
It's like no. That's the bad Triple H. No, don't do that. That's Reign of Terror. No, don't do that. One Mike Nation saying, I get the feeling Dynasty will be fire and people will forget this segment in a month. Like I said, that's the only way to change the narrative or get the narrative off of this is that Dynasty has to knock it out the park.
But here's the thing: you can't keep having the soldiers making up for the general. That's not a good army.
I agree because we had recovered from World's End build and the show itself, which was one of the worst AEW pay-per-views, by actually focusing on AEW, and the build to Revolution was one of the best. And we had a great Revolution show. And ever since then, it feels like WWE was like, all right, y'all having a good time over there. Oh, everybody's happy about AEW. Okay. We're going to say some shit. We're going to get y'all attention. And y'all fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. That's sad.
It's rough. It's been a rough go over. I feel bad. Hey, I don't feel bad. I'm having a blast. But I would feel bad.
I know you're having fun. At least you're having fun. But let's talk about the show from the start. We will go over the rest of what went down with the Young Bucks and FTR on the show, but we wanted to get through that segment since that was a big portion of the show that everybody wanted to talk about. But AEW Dynamite this week took place from, I'm forgetting where it was from. Where was they at?
West Virginia, somewhere in West Virginia.
Oh, yeah. Charleston.
Yeah.
What did you think about the crowd last night?
They were fine until shit happened. So shit went sideways.
Yep. But we started off the show pretty hot, in my opinion, as we were supposed to get Samoa Joe versus Dustin Rhodes in an AEW World Title Eliminator matchup. Joe came down out of the tunnel, and immediately he was attacked by Swerve Strickland. Joe quickly gained control and set up a table off to the side of the stage, but Strickland sidestepped him and gave him a big spear through the table. Security and officials came out to pull Swerve and Joe away as Swerve stood tall over the AEW World Champion to kick the show off, getting a measure of revenge for last week's closing segment with the contract signing. What did you think about the start of the show? She kind of started the show off with chaos, but I like the fact that it felt like they were booking the show on the fly after this segment.
It felt perfect. We were on such a roll here. I love this open. Swerve and Joe, number one, best thing on the show. Almost every show. Yep. Swerve looking like a badass. Joe looking like a villain that's about to get revenge any fucking second now. It was great. I loved it. I'm sure things won't go off the rails.
Surely not, right? Excalibur said that they had to pivot. So we see footage of Trent Beretta turning on Orange Cassidy last week. Chris Statlander, we see the footage that I talked about last week with Statlander confronting Beretta and Beretta whispering something before walking off from Statlander. And then we see Renee Paquette outside of Orange Cassidy's locker room. She says that Orange said that he will be wrestling on Rampage this Friday and will address his issues with Trent Beretta then. Yeah, I mean, This felt like a segment that they would have done later on in the show, but they just put it here.
We should have had another segment ready. Why are we talking about Rampage? It's my least favorite thing. Rampage is my least favorite thing in general. Talking about Rampage in the first hour is awful. Talking about Rampage in the first 5 minutes is disgusting. What the fuck? Oh, whatever.
That is fair. Then we get our real opening matchup, which was Penta El Zero Miedo challenging Adam Copeland for the TNT Championship. Penta would get into Copeland's face early on, talking a bit of trash. We get an early spear from Penta after he talked some trash to Copeland, and then he followed up with a double foot stomp off the top rope. Copeland was spun out of the Fear Factor, but ran into a super kick and a clothesline to the floor. Copeland dodged the dive, but Penta started tattooing Copeland with some chops as he went to commercial break. This was very hard-hitting. Penta was in control for a lot of this matchup before Copeland started becoming El Luchador Copeland. I did want to mention this, as I guess the Pat McAfee telestrator went to AEW for a second here. But yeah, Copeland started doing lucha things like standing head scissors. Penta escaped with a fake pump kick and then a super kick to the face. We got a pair of leapfrogs from Copeland. Each man traded tilt-a-whirl head scissors before colliding with 3 clotheslines in succession. Both men started slugging at each other. Then we got the countdown clock for the Young Bucks all-in footage, which I thought was a nice touch. Penta connected with a sling blade to the floor on Copeland. He followed up with a somersault dive, and then Copeland beat the 10 count, but Penta met him at the edge of the apron and punted him right in the damn neck. When things returned, Penta was in control throughout the break. He hit a corner backstabber for a near fall. Copeland busted out his old school electric chair face buster at one point. Then he locked on the educator, transitioned into an ankle lock, but Penta was able to reverse. And Penta wanted his arm breaker, but Copeland reversed that into a crossface. Penta got to the ropes, tried to springboard to the apron, but Copeland cut him off. Both men tried with home run moves on the apron, but Copeland hit a nice looking power slam on the apron to get control. We got Alex Abrahantes getting a spear on the outside after he pushes Penta out the way. Penta started catching Copeland with some big moves, avalanche, code red for a near fall, but Copeland kept avoiding the fear factor. When Penta went for a springboard off the ropes, Copeland caught him with a spear in midair. 1, 2, 3. Copeland retains the TNT Championship, and what I thought was a very good matchup to kick things off. Penta worked really well with Copeland. Copeland wanted to try new things, and Penta made it work for the most part. After the matchup, though, Brody King and Julia Hart appear after the lights go out. Brody attacks Copeland from behind as they are beating up on Copeland. Willow Nightingale comes down to make the save, fighting off Julia Hart. Eventually, Copeland and Willow fight off the House of Black, and this would set up a mixed tag team match for next week. But before we get into the promo that set that up, what did you think about all of this?
Good match. Entirely too long, but what else is fucking new? Listen, I'm glad Edge is having fun. Having new matches with new opponents. But nobody fucking believes Penta's going to win this fucking match. So why is it going? How long was it? 25 minutes?
20,
No way it was
20 minutes. 20 minutes.
That's fucking heinous. 2 commercial breaks? What the fuck are we doing? That aside, it was a good match. I'm more excited about the post-match. Because number 1, I got to see Brody King. Number 2, I got to see fucking Willow. Number 3, I got to see Brody King look like he was about to fuck Willow up. I'm here for all of this. Yes, please. No, don't fuck up Willow, but look like
we were talking. Were we talking about this way back when Julia first got her push and they did Willow versus Julia, and her and Brody were both doing the bark. And we were like, the day we get them in a match, and we get it next week.
Oh my god, so happy. What?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry, ma'am.
Who pissed you off? Who pissed you off?
That pissed me off. I don't agree with this comment. Like, I'll lock up between Willow and Brody. Listen, Willow is very strong for a woman. Brody would throw her into the next county. Would you fucking stop? What? What?
Oh, yeah, it was Annika. It says, man, they don't do men versus women, but please give me just one lockup with Willow and Brody. I wouldn't mind Willow doing a shoulder tackle into Brody.
And not moving?
Yeah, him not moving. or him just doing a step back and then barking puts over Willow.
Oh, my God. We're not fucking putting over Willow. We're not going to have fucking Sable Powerbomb fucking Mark Merrow. Would you stop it? Would you stop?
I didn't say all of that, sir. We got Will Chisholm with another super Chisholm. Thank you so much, Will. We always appreciate you, and we appreciate Tony Schiavone.
Listen up, you prick.
We feel for you. He says, since we show and tape, show the one where Eddie Kingston and Andrade, Sammy Guevara.
I'm sorry. This is necessary.
They gonna show all the backstage fights we've been wanting.
Please.
They're gonna show Thunder Rosa hiding in a bathroom.
We're joking, Thunder Rosa's husband.
Yeah,
watching.
of course. We love Thunder Rosa here, but I'm just saying, all the backstage stories and nonsense that we've heard, they need to air all of it.
Absolutely. Show these kids getting some respect slapped into them. I'm here for it.
Yeah,
learn today.
But I'm not gonna front. As a wrestling fan, I did always have a morbid curiosity to see that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like if you're asking me as a wrestling fan, should Tony Khan have aired the footage? Yes, because I wanted to see it. If you're asking me as the owner of a wrestling company, should Tony Khan have aired the footage? No, he should not.
No,
there's levels to this. That's all I'm trying to say. We do have, and we've had so many people watching today. Remember, guys, drop the thumbs up on the video. Got to tell y'all the reminder. Share the video with your friends. We appreciate all the support, and we're here every single day, pretty much, with content. We'll be back on Saturday. Go ahead. Be aggressive.
Not being aggressive. Yes. Listen, you're watching the fucking thing for an hour and 15 fucking minutes. It's not a big fucking deal. I know you don't like being told what to do, but if you could fucking please, don't be a cunt. Just one thing down, you click the fucking button and you move on with fucking life. That's it. There's 50 you watch, there should be 50 fucking clicks. Why is this fucking difficult? I'll do it at the end. You're not going to do it at the end. You're going to fucking forget, and you can do it right now. Do it right now. You're not going to miss that. You're wearing headphones. What the fuck are we doing?
We got 84 people watching on YouTube.
84 people. How many likes? 84 fucking likes? Where the fuck are y'all at? It's a fucking click. Is your fucking keyboard broken? What are you, an asshole? Click the fucking button. Push the goddamn button.
I didn't expect that, but I loved it. But we go backstage after the commercial break, and we see Renee Paquette is with the new Ring of Honor World Champion Mark Briscoe and Eddie Kingston. She congratulates Briscoe on winning the ROH title from Kingston last weekend, and both are amped up for their match at AEW Dynasty, where they team with Adam Copeland against the House of Black. In comes Adam Copeland, who says that are they good for Dynasty? He says before he can continue, though, Stokely Hathaway says, Copeland, you've been talking a whole bunch of crap. Willow Nightingale wants you to put up the TNT title on the line next week. Nightingale says that was ridiculous, and that's not what she wanted. Nightingale said that she was asking if they could have a mixed tag team matchup with Copeland against Julia Hart and Brody King next week. Hathaway tries to apologize to Eddie Kingston for saying that he looked like Burger King and Newport's last time they saw each other. He said, I shouldn't have said that in public. Kingston rolls his eyes and walks away. More Stokely. What are y'all doing? More.
Yes. This would be the only thing I would show. I would show Joe and Swerve, and the rest of the show would be made up of fucking Willow and Stokely. I don't understand.
I would do Will Ospreay, the way I booked the show. Brawl between Joe and Swerve to start the show. Will Ospreay promo. Then who can we just have to wrestle? Because it's always entertaining if they wrestle. I think Penta. Throw Penta in there. Throw Penta in somebody. If Penta wrestling is entertaining, you have to have some wrestling matches. So it's like Penta is filling the role of Ricochet for us. Because that's what WWE has about. WWE has a form. Just wrestle a good match. Just go out there. He'll give you Ivar, give you Bronson Reed, go wrestle a good match.
Right?
Penta, you're our guy. You're our Ricochet. Go out there, wrestle a good match. And then Willow Nightingale and Stokely interacting with Mercedes Moné, because we got to make Mercedes interesting as well. So have them interact together.
Why? Why? Who's paid all this fucking money?
Yes.
Y'all learn your lesson today. I can't wait. Oh, wait, never mind. I forgot. We're not talking about that anymore. I really should not have accepted that play. I really want to talk about the ratings. I'm not going to.
Hey, next week. You got till next week. Next week, you can talk all about it. It's the 17th, the next week.
Right.
There you go. See, I'm looking out for you. You welcome. We're backstage after the first matchup. We see Renee Paquette talking to Shibata, Chris Jericho, and Hook about their 6-man tag team matchup later on tonight. Jericho starts talking, and he says that Hook brought in Shibata on his own, which means he's learning. Tonight, they both get to sit under the learning tree of Jericho, who pretty much goes over the entire matchup. He says, I will start things off because I want to punch Anthony Ogogo in the mouth. He says, then Hook, you come in, he'll toss around Shane Taylor, and then Shibata will come in, he'll choke out Moriarty, and we'll get the win. He says that if they breathe the rarefied air of Jericho, they'll be successful. Jericho walked off, and Shibata, through his Google Translate, says, what's his deal? And Hook says, don't worry about it, before Shibata looks at Paquette and compliments her on her necklace. Shibata versus Moxley coming soon. I will say Jericho was at least effective in being an annoying heel here. This was the most open he's been about his jerk heelism.
Yes, clearly being a heel. The best Chris Jericho, at least at the moment. And I thought the Shibata thing was funny. I'm not sure why it made me laugh like all 3 times. But it worked for me. This was the most I've enjoyed Jericho in a long while.
Yes. That would not continue for me during the matchup in the stupid ass finish, but we'll get to that. We got a super chat donation here from our good friend Gordon Windfalls with the wrestling name Windfalls. Thank you so much, Gordon. We appreciate the support.
They go on Twitter. I don't see how this is going to work. This is absolutely ridiculous. Send.
He says Punk versus Drew at SummerSlam for real AEW title. He should bring it out.
God, if it was run by fucking Tony Khan, he'd be walking around with that fucking red bag for the whole match. Enough of this. I can't wait for that feud. I'm sorry. I can't even look forward to Drew. I'm never looking forward to Drew ever.
I love Drew. Drew's one of my favorites. What did you think about the booking? Drew's been one of my favorites since he left WWE. Honestly,
wow.
When he left WWE, I discovered that he's actually a great babyface promo. And that's what made me like, all right, I like Drew. And then when he came back to WWE, I was like, all right, I hope he's successful. I hope this is a more successful run here. I did not expect for him to become WWE champion and all that and win the Royal Rumble and beat Brock Lesnar and stuff like that. But I was very happy to see it all. And then the heel turn, I've been a fan of the heel turn since it started.
Yeah,
the slow burn started last summer. Yeah.
It's been fantastic. I have no complaints about this heel turn. One of my favorite heel turns ever. Fantastic.
Yeah. What did you think about the booking of that whole situation at WrestleMania? I thought that was one of the best booking outside of the main event.
Yeah, I thought it was fantastic. It accomplished everything it needed to accomplish. You got me excited for the rest of the show. Got me excited for everything they all do from now on. At the end of the day, you still give Damian Priest the belt. So
thank you, because I felt like it was way too positive for someone that a lot of people were shitting on about last week. It's like, yo, just because they gave him the title does not mean they are going to push him. Like that's what I was like. Just preference yourself, and the fact that his first feud is one half of the worst match at WrestleMania doesn't make me very
it's not Jay's fault. What the fuck's he supposed to do? What a terrible idea. I should have been 5 minutes less. It should have been a squash. I've been saying it for months.
You felt vindicated by Wednesday? I was vindicated by that match on Saturday. I told everybody. Well, you were in agreement with me. But I told everybody, I told Romeo's ass, who still wanted to argue against me, saying that wasn't the worst match, saying that the six-woman tag was worse. Get the fuck out of here. It was 3 minutes left, 3 minutes less, and fucking people were just there to see Jade. They got Jade. It accomplished what they wanted. That shit did not accomplish anything but literally tell us what I've been saying for 8 months, that one of these brothers is over, the other isn't, and a nonsensical heel turn and then story afterwards was not going to save it.
It was a pretty bad idea.
I've never seen a match that was so clear that these guys wanted to do the match, but the company did not want to do the match.
And nobody else wanted the match to happen either. It's so very sad. Listen, I'm not saying you don't owe people. And listen, in the grand scheme of things, Jay and Jimmy have been great for business. You helping them out. You give them this match, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, however fucking long it was. It felt like an hour, but apparently it was only 10 to 15 minutes. Yeah, you give it to them, sure. But it was awful. I'm sorry. It was just bad. Just bad from start to finish. Ooh. far as Damian Priest goes, by the way.
Hey, bisexual taker.
I'm sorry. I just, when you've got Punk and Seth was hurt, maybe, and McIntyre, I don't understand putting the belt to Damian Priest. Listen, unless you're Kurt Angle and you are behind Austin Rock and Triple H, I don't see you putting the belt on your fourth best guy. Damian Priest is not fucking Kurt Angle. I'm sorry. So no, I'm not interested. No disrespect. No disrespect.
Hey, maybe it facilitates the Judgment Day split, even though why does WWE always do the stable reaches the heights and that's it? Like that's
where else we gonna go?
Yeah, that's true. That is also true. That is also true.
Yeah, we got our star, Rhea, not Damien, obviously. And yeah, sorry. Time to leave DX. Sorry.
We got another super chat donation, a super chism from Chuck Berries. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries. We appreciate it.
Killer, but don't push me. That's Tupac.
He says, gotta be honest, but I'm kind of waiting for you to hit the disclaimer button on my boy Jimmy. I
what?
Close when he was going in on Tony Khan because we have made the rule on the show that his criticisms and insults of Tony Khan can only be about Tony Khan, the booker and the person that we are seeing his product, not the direct insults to Tony Khan as a person, calling him a goof, stuff like that. But I understand
a coward or things like this.
Just want to get disclaimer, don't you?
I don't want to say no. Hold off on the button. All I'm saying is, he said he feared for his life. Punk getting in your face and yelling at you isn't a reason to fear for your life. That's all.
He did lunge at him.
Me doing this is not lunging at you.
That's
getting in your face.
That's a lunge. That's
not a lunge.
Wait. No. If you just did that, that's not a lunge. If people are holding you back, and that's the only reason you're able to do that.
They're holding you back because you're approaching the meal ticket. What, he was going to choke Tony Khan for what? Stop it. You're going to be fine. Ugh.
I mean, hey, I can understand why Screech would feel he was getting lunged at. I mean, let's see. Sure. We got Sparkle Psychology saying Jimmy ain't never getting that handshake now.
I want to hug. I don't want to hug. Hug another man. Get out of here.
We got a video package for Bryan Danielson versus Will Ospreay, and then Renee Paquette is on the stage for our next segment, which is an interview with Will Ospreay. Ospreay says that Tony Khan told him he had 5 minutes to talk as TV time is expensive. But Ospreay says that there's a rumor going around. He's afraid of the grind. Ospreay said he travels from the UK every single week, 12-hour transatlantic trips, and delivers the best pro wrestling matches the world has ever seen. Normally, he wouldn't be baited by this, but since the one who said this is only in the position he's in because he was grinding on the boss's daughter, you don't throw stones at an assassin with a machine gun. The only way Bryan Danielson has any chance to beat him is by grounding the aerial assassin. That's what Bryan said in his little promo. He says many have tried, but all have failed, except Danielson is a living legend. So Ospreay can't call himself the greatest in the world until he pins him in the middle of that ring. He says this is AEW, where the best wrestle, and it's Ospreay's time to show everyone what he's about and what he brings to this table and why he's the new ace of AEW. Danielson finds out at Dynasty why he's Will Ospreay and he's on another level. I love the fact that he has a catchphrase to go. He's such a attitude era fucking promo now. He has the catchphrase to cap everything off. On any other show, I would have no issues for the jab back at Triple H. On a show that just followed 20 minutes of the company making another company's star a babyface, it does feel mistimed. But the line and jab back itself, no issue with. And overall, I thought this was a good promo in a vacuum.
This to me is the opposite of the Young Bucks Punk thing, where I did not like the petty stuff, but I did like the rest of it. Here, I like the petty stuff. I did not like the rest of it. What you did was make Dragon feel like an old man that you've got to put out the pasture. Like, why am I excited to see this match? That aside, the Triple H stuff, listen, he used 3 sentences. He was very efficient with his time. He set up what was said about him. He's afraid of the grind, and Triple H said so. He said why that was false, because he's doing all this shit. And then jab back. Done and dusted. Don't need to talk about it again. Triple H never talk about it again. I'm sure he regretted it as soon as he was finished saying it the first time.
Yeah, you can kind of tell by his face that he was like, oh man, I know I'm gonna come off very.
Why did I say that?
Like they literally spent the whole weekend fucking everything was about Triple H. Triple H was like, yes, Cody won and finished his story, but who did he think? Like who was the one guy that he put over after he won the title? It was Triple H. The whole week, Paul Heyman being honored for his career. Who does he put over? Triple H. Like it's just like why? And then
it was beautiful.
I have to call out the people on
Jesus
who were like, oh man, it's just wrestling fans assuming that Triple H is talking about Will Ospreay. My nigga, he is directly referencing what Will said in an interview. Like, why are y'all trying to act dumb? Why are y'all trying to act like, oh, he's not talking about anyone specifically? And it's not like anyone answered that question with that line specifically. No, he's not talking about anyone. You guys are just assuming. That is y'all just being woefully ignorant.
Evil Uno. Yeah, he's clearly talking about Will Ospreay. He mentioned the flying. He mentioned how he's on the younger side, so that eliminates everybody else. It's a man, which eliminates Mercedes. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. He's talking about Will Ospreay, obviously. It's like saying Will Ospreay never mentioned Triple H's name. We know who he's talking about. It's quite obvious who he's talking about. Yeah, this was fine. Triple H took a jab that was not necessary. Will Ospreay jab back. It's all good.
Moved on and tried to promote his match.
Yeah, I doubt they hate each other. I'm sure Will Ospreay be there eventually. It is what it is. What do we care? Wrestling.
I mean, I don't know if we should believe the report now, since the Young Bucks part of it was refuted by Fightful Select, but Wade Keller also said that Wade Keller also reported that it wasn't Will's idea to do the promo.
Oh, stop it.
Tony presented it to him.
Knock it off. Come on. I doubt he needed much goading into
Yeah, I don't think so. I know Will does not give a fuck. I know for a fact because I've seen text messages from Will who it said like stuff in general. He does not give a fuck, especially his online BS. And I doubt that if not for his boss being okay with it, he wouldn't have done it. He wouldn't have said the jab anyway.
Yeah, it's fucking fine. I didn't like it because it's because I like Will Ospreay. But even if I didn't like Will Ospreay, I still wouldn't like Triple H taking a jab at. This is literally your weekend. Fuck you mad about?
Yeah,
you finally getting all. Go ahead.
I was like, why are y'all like talking about them? Like I was that was the one time during the week, like the Punk promo, of course, like that should be the thing you want to talk to Punk about. But like Triple H in that line, I was like, why are you even talking about them right now?
It was so weird. Especially since finally you know the validation you didn't get when you fucking hurt your knee. Like, yeah, I spent 10 years being not great. No offense. Yeah.
You tried to be the face of so many different fucking eras. You tried to be the face of the Attitude Era. You tried to be the face of Ruthless Aggression Era. Now they're naming the damn era after you. And you want to talk about this guy because he didn't want to come here?
It is a weird choice. I mean, to be fair, he's a competitive guy, obviously. And it's the one guy he really wanted. And he fucking ran from the grind, as Triple H put it. Which is not true. But sounds good. I like the way it sounds. Oh, maybe that's the plan. Maybe we're just gonna start guilting people into signing here. You don't sign with us. You's a whole bitch. That's all I know. That's all I know.
You're not about this life, yo. You're not about this life, yo. We got another super chat donation, this time from Will Chisholm. Thank you so much, Will. He says, when Will was cutting that promo, her face was like, why are you saying that? I'm still cool with him. Renee did make the face like,
ooh, great. I'm in the shot. Bird. Fantastic.
Thanks.
This was me?
I'll never get a job back. Thanks, Tony.
Oh, you'll be fine. Hard punk. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
What's it say? Isn't me on the production weird on the show? Just in general.
Production seemed off. Every single backstage interview was so poorly shot. Between like the Eddie Kingston, Mark Briscoe, Copeland, Willow with the weird zoom-ins, but it doesn't get any worse than the Mercedes promo we're going to talk about with the weird zoom-ins.
We'll get there. How are you coming down?
Apparently so. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Why are we doing the worst of the worst era of WWE of the 2010s?
Look at his resume.
We got and Mike Mazzari. He is a Kevin Dunn protege. So,
yeah,
I just thought about that. He is he did learn from Kevin Dunn. But we get a video package of Julia Hart telling Willow Nightingale the house always wins. I love the imagery in this video package with her with the mask. It felt like old school, like when Julia Hart was first getting her push type of stuff that they did.
They just remember Julia's a star. Good job. Fucking dopes. Whatever. It was a good video package. Positivity,
right? Positivity. Next up, we get our trios matchup. Shane Taylor Promotions. Shane Taylor, Lee Moriarty, and the newest member, Anthony Ogogo, versus FTW champion Hook, Chris Jericho, and Katsuyori Shibata. This was a Woo Energy match of the night. Shivani tells us this is Anthony Ogogo's first match on Dynamite since 2021. Yes, this man did not get another match on Dynamite after that awful feud with Cody. Get some nice. The match pretty much was going as Chris Jericho had planned it out to go. Shibata gets the tag in. He runs wild after the hot tag with some kicks and forearms as he goes for a big running kick in the corner to Lee Moriarty. Moriarty moves out the way, and Jericho gets caught with the stray. They down Shibata for a little bit. Shibata fights them off and tries to make the hot tag to Hook, but Jericho pulls Hook off the apron. They start arguing for a ridiculous amount of time, and it's enough for Shane Taylor Promotions, who try to distract the referee for Shane to come in and hit a right hand on Shibata, but Aubrey Edwards just saw him do it. And then Moriarty hits his flatliner finisher, which is called the Fang, to pick up a huge win for him as he pins Katsuyori Shibata. Shane Taylor Promotions actually win a match, which is very rare and against people of some name value as well. After the match, Hook checks on Shibata post-match, but Jericho was visibly upset with the loss, which was ridiculous because you caused the fucking loss. He gets in Hook's face, and Hook tells him it didn't have to be like this, and he tells Jericho to get lost. Jericho walks up the ramp as Hook shows Shibata some respect. What did you think about all of this? I think that the whole this was just convoluted and just it just looked stupid for them to argue that long and just completely forget you're in a fucking match.
His finish is called the Thang?
The Fang.
The Thang or the Thang with a TH?
No, Fang. Fang with the fangs.
Oh, no.
Not Thang. I would love that.
Thang sounds amazing. Hey, hit him with the Thang.
That's so fantastic. No, we gotta tweet Moriarty. I know you like the Fang, but how about the Fang?
This match is what it is. I get okay. So we're going for Jericho heel turn. Apparently he's already heel because he came out the heel tunnel last week. Sure. He's trying to help Hook, but he's apparently an idiot. Okay. Sure. Whatever you say. I don't know why you don't go on vacation. I'm sure Tony will pay you for sitting home for 3 months, 4 months, or fuck however long it takes. Why not?
Maybe a year.
Right? He's paying Miro. And they going back to fucking West Bubblefuck. Oh, well. Whatever.
See, Simeon is helping us out in the chat. He says Ospreay came into work early and presented the promo to TK. So it was an Ospreay response. Per Fightful Salute. Because we believe Fightful. You don't. I'm sorry.
We do.
Sorry, Wade.
Over Wade. Wade's the one who had me fucking shook. Because he was like, people were cheering CM Punk on Monday Night Raw. I wonder if they'll feel the same way after Wednesday. I said, fuck, you know, I don't know.
What do you know about?
Nothing. Anyway, listen. Ospreay did what he had to do. You couldn't let it slide, but then why not? It's not like he's punching down.
I'm saying no. You can't let it slide. You can't be the punching bag.
Yes, especially when I ain't do nothing. I didn't say fuck them niggas. I just said I'm signing over here. That's all. Are you coming at me? Triple H didn't hit him upside the head hard, so you hit him back. Take this back. Yeah.
Here you go. There you go. We're good. We're good now. We're good now. I'll talk to you in 5 years. We got Alexander who says Triple H can't keep his ego and nose out of the spotlight.
Would you stop it? It was his fucking weekend.
It was.
It's his spotlight. The fuck you talking about?
It was. People thought that Cody was finishing his story. No, Triple H was finishing his story. He finally usurped the tribal chief. Vince
By the way, as much as I like Renaissance Era as a name for it, Cody went and copyrighted it. I think I read.
Yeah,
tried to copyright Renaissance Era. So of course they'll be doing what they do. We're not going with that anymore.
Exactly.
Fucking idiot.
You ruined it. You ruined it, fucking Cody. Now we have to.
Whose idea was this?
Now we have to call it the fucking Triple H show.
You don't have to call it Triple H era. I mean, I'll come up with something else. But whose idea was that? I forgot who said it first.
It was either Michael Cole or Paul Heyman.
Michael Cole. That's what it was. Yeah. No, it doesn't roll off the tongue.
No.
Triple H should get fired. Then what? Then what?
And I'm sorry for like fans like me. That gives me like PTSD to the Reign of Terror.
Oh
that's
this
the Triple H era. That's the Triple H era.
This motherfucker. Very true.
No, Vince the Third, because Vince Jr. is Vince Jr. So Vince the Third. Vince the Third era.
Not call it the Cody era. I can't call it the Cody era because it won't be the Cody era a year from now. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now.
They gave him the keys to the castle.
I saw. You see how ridiculous that was?
Did you see the coronation on fucking? How can you stay up here on Thursday and say that with a straight face?
It was so gross. It was look at this beautiful fucking things. Yeah. When they turn this nigga in September, then what? Wrestling fans are fickle people. Once they realize this nigga's not Austin or Rock or fucking Hogan, they're gonna turn on this nigga. I'm telling you. I know these people, sir. Levesque's a little better.
Yeah.
Part of me, by the way, is wondering if he's not pushing this Paul Levesque thing in case he has to leave and he can't use Triple H as a name. Sorry, that's how my brain works. I get it's more professional, but ill. You're Triple H, nigga. I'm not sure what to tell you.
I like this. the Vince-in-law ever.
That's not bad.
I like that.
That's not bad.
Oh man, you guys keep coming up with more different names for this new era. I love it.
The grinding era. Absolutely. The fuck you bitch era. Absolutely.
Fuck you bitch. Dick on the table era. Renee's backstage with Dustin Rhodes. The opening matchup against Samoa Joe is now the main event as Samoa Joe is cleared to compete tonight. Rhodes says that this doesn't change his strategy as he still has nothing to lose but everything to gain. The time for talking is over. Grit, work ethic, passion, and glory. It's what Rhodes is all about. And tonight is no different.
I love how we can fucking mention every single thing that'll be under the sun except fucking Cody winning a championship fucking 12 seconds ago and fucking Dustin being under pressure to do it here. which seems like a fucking
that would add a lot to this if you would have made that connection. You mentioned Cody a lot lately. You've been very free and loose about the use of the Cody name. So you could have just said or just don't mention his name. Say my brother just accomplished a family goal, so it's time for me to do the same. You did enough WWE reference to last the Moonlight, except for the one that would have helped out a match on the fucking show.
Oh, well, next time. And trust me, it'll be a next time.
Now we have a matchup that I think is right off Jimmy Macram's alley. AEW Continental Champion Kazuchika Okada going up against Cristiano Argentino, which we immediately knew what was going to happen. He knows the shots. He clubbed him, hit an air raid crash, a drop kick, Rainmaker, exactly what this should have been, and what Will Ospreay should probably be watching, because we need one of those on one of these shows, please. Post-match, Okada gets on the mic, and he says that he accepts Pac's challenge for Dynasty. Pac comes down and comes on the stage. He applauds Okada before pacing back and forth. Pac says, "Oh, you want to be like that, motherfucker?" I was rolling laughing when he said, "Ah, you want to go like that, motherfucker?" And then he comes down, and the Young Bucks come from behind and attack him. At this point, that is when we get the crowd chanting CM Punk for the first time since they left Chicago last year. The Bucks hit a super kick on Pac. Okada lifts him up to go for the Rainmaker when FTR come out to make the save. FTR is running wild. They're about to hit the Shatter Machine on Matt Jackson when Okada comes in with a steel chair to give the Elite the advantage. He absolutely blasted Pac in the head with the steel chair. I was like, God damn, you want to make this attack memorable, I see. We get the EVP trigger on Dax and Cash as the Elite stand tall. I thought this was an effective post-match segment to build up both matches for Dynasty.
Yeah, crowd was dead at this point, though. That's why I texted you. I was like, "What the fuck's going on? What the fuck happened?" Yeah. I like Okada, and I like him and the Bucks together. But this episode wasn't it, because, yeah, we were distracted. I was distracted at the very least.
Oh, well, yeah. I was more into my phone, like the second. Ever since the footage aired, my social media, the social media was lighting up at this point of the show. So
going nuts. But listen, in a vacuum, this was good. It was fine, as it should be. I saw some idiot, I think I blocked him already, who was talking about how squash matches don't need to be short. That you do like a 10-minute match and say Moxley, and then the guy gets 2 minutes of offense in, that can also be a squash. No, it's not a squash.
No, that's
just a match.
That's a match.
Oh,
that's a one-sided match, but that's
right.
Squashes, in my opinion, are 2 to 3 minutes tops.
Thank you. I was gonna say 3 minutes or less. We get the fuck out of here. Okada's really good at them. They're fun. I'm here for it.
Yeah, Okada's the perfect person to do these squash matches because he only has to do is hit 3 moves. He hits the my favorite part of the whole squash is Okada hitting the air raid crash and then leaning against the ropes like, I'm bored. that face of I'm bored.
He's great.
He's just so, his facial expressions are like, I said it once, I will say it 1,000,000 times. He has Mount Rushmore wrestling facial expressions. Like it tells so much about his character. Just that little lean against the ropes, shaking his head.
He looks like such a star.
I'm like, I'm disgusted. I have to do this match today. Like that's what
some people just look like stars. He's one of them. Yeah. Him, Rhea, The Rock, just look important. Look like somebody I should watch.
I agree with you. We got in the chat here. We got Simeon who says, I thought I imagined Pac saying that line. Nope, he definitely said it. He definitely said. I wrote it down in my notes. I was like, oh no, I gotta mention this. This is my favorite part of this segment. What you want now, motherfucker? It's the accent. It's the accent that popped me so much. Will Chisholm with another super chism. Thank you so much, Will. He says that woman's match was quiet like the fans at WrestleMania Night 1.
Absolutely. These niggas get no pass. It was cold. I don't give a fuck. It's WrestleMania, you bum. Oh, well.
Yo, that was wild how quiet. But I will say, once again, I really feel like Jimmy and Jay killed that crowd. The show, I'm sorry, the show was going somewhat well until that match. Like you had the Rhea and Becky, very good to great matchup. The ladder match was a whole bunch of fun with a whole bunch of wild spots, and Awesome Truth winning at the end was the ending that everybody wanted. The Latino Civil War was short, but it was fun for the time that it went. And Ray and Andrade getting the win, that helped the crowd. But all the crowd cared about during Jay versus Jimmy is yelling yeet. That's it. And then after that, they didn't care. They popped a little bit for Jade Cargo coming in, getting the hot tag and getting the win. But it took a couple of minutes into Sammy and Gunther to get the crowd back.
Yeah, it was over. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was a bad match. I don't know who I can argue otherwise. And I know you don't want it to go short. I have 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Jay starts beating him up. Jimmy can beg off or whatever the fuck he was doing. We go home, please.
But dude, it was 11 minutes. It was 11 minutes. It was the second shortest match of the entire weekend. And like, I'm sorry. They hyped it by saying it's going to be the third brother versus brother match in WrestleMania history. So you are literally, by your promotion tactic, you're making me compare this to Brett versus Owen.
Oh my God.
You're making me compare this to Brett versus Owen. And it wasn't that. You also are making me compare it to Matt versus Jeff. Matt versus Jeff, the buildup may have been worse than Jay versus Jeff. But the match was way better than Jay versus Jimmy. I rewatched it. I rewatched it recently. It's way better than Jay versus Jimmy.
I gotta be honest. It's not a good match, like in general.
I think styles-wise, they're just too similar. There's nothing distinguishing their movesets at all.
I don't know.
There's not a move that Jay uses that Jimmy doesn't use. There's not a move that Jimmy uses that Jay doesn't use.
I gotta be honest. I don't love the movesets to begin with. Sorry. I've seen all these moves way too many times, quite frankly, from everybody. Yuck. What a bore. A spear, super kicks. Stinks. Sorry. Stinks. No disrespect. Love you guys. Big things on Jace Horizon. Jimmy, sorry. You're just funny. It's over.
Oh no. CP. No, because Romeo argued with me way too much.
He won't leave Romeo alone.
Y'all better blame and point the finger at Romeo, because a lot of y'all agreed with me that it was way obvious from the beginning this wasn't going to work because the heel turn did not make sense. So if you start off a feud with a heel turn that doesn't make sense, it's very hard to bring it back. And we saw the product. So, I'm never letting it. Because he shouldn't have argued with me. He should have just been like, you know what? Yeah, that heel turn didn't make sense. You're right. He should have just said that. If he had said that, then I wouldn't be putting 10 toes down on both Jimmy and Jay's neck for what we got for 11 minutes.
Jesus.
Anyway, at this point of the show, I believe that was when, yes, we get Timeless Tony Storm coming out with a Charleston Championship champagne toast with the number one contender for the AEW Women's World Championship, Thunder Rosa. This segment doesn't even get 10 seconds in before Tony Storm throws champagne into Thunder Rosa's face. She then clocks her with Luther's tray. Storm then attacks and gets a hand towel and then wipes the face paint off of Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa smartly has learned her lesson since her rivalry with Britt Baker and puts on another coat. So it was very hard to wipe off any of the paint. Deonna Purrazzo comes down and tries to help out Thunder Rosa, but Thunder Rosa pushes her away. She then tells her to screw her and walks off. I was like, damn. I kind of feel bad for Deonna here. Commentary said that Rosa must have not known that it was Peraza who helped, even though she was looking right at her. Referees checked on Rosa. Meanwhile, Mariah May came down to the ring where Timeless Tony Storm asked her, "What are you doing out here? Oh, you have a match? You have a match? You want a drink?" And Mariah May, we should note, turned down the drink. She said she had to worry about her match. And then Timeless Tony Storm gave her a kiss on the cheek. Any comments on the champagne toast that lasted all of about 45 seconds?
Last week you mentioned that perhaps I was wrong about Tony Khan's hatred of Thunder Rosa. I now reinstate that I was completely right. He hates her fucking guts. Just so he just doesn't give a fuck. He just can't wait to get past this fucking match. I'm sorry. This was so ridiculous. I feel bad for Thunder Rosa. She's very talented. I don't know if she'd be like your ace, but should be in your top 5. She's really talented. And this was a redo of an angle they never acknowledged. My second favorite AEW real quick angle, the Britt Baker thing. And then it made no fucking sense because here comes fucking super heel Deonna Purrazzo to help out Thunder Rosa. Like, I didn't know it was Thunder Rosa we didn't know it was Deonna that was helping. What does it matter? It's somebody coming to help. What do you mean? What do you mean you teach it? Who gives a fuck? What? Oh my God, this stinks. Tony was funny though. I enjoyed Tony and Mariah. Boo.
If all you can give off is 45 seconds, maybe you shouldn't have gave Will Ospreay that 5 minutes to talk about Triple H. Mariah May going one-on-one with Anna Jay was next. And I would say these two women actually came off well in this matchup. These two women just beat the hell out of each other. Like, they were hitting each other ridiculously hard. And like I said it on the Fightful review for ROH Supercard of Honor after Mariah May's match with Momo Kogo. I was like, if you took a fan from 2010, they would lose their mind watching Mariah May, because Mariah May is like Kelly who hits like Aja Khan. Like she lays in every single one of her chops, every single one of her forearms, her strikes. And Anna Jay kind of met that physicality here. They had a very hard-hitting physical encounter here. In the end, it was Mariah May who reversed Anna Jay, going for the gory bomb into a sunset flick for the Flash victory. Post-match, though, Anna Jay attacked Mariah May from behind, applied the Queen Slayer, only for Mariah May's former tag team partner in Stardom, Mina Shirakawa, to make the save, with Jay bailing from the ring. Excalibur talked about May and Shirakawa reuniting at Ring of Honor last weekend, as they are former tag team partners and stablemates in Club Venus in Stardom. And Marina Shirakawa gets 2 glasses of champagne. She helps Mariah May come back to her senses, giving her the drink, feeding it to her, and then planting a big old kiss on her lips. So, worth noting, she took the drink from Mina. She took a kiss from Mina. This is the formation of the great AEW love triangle I've been looking for.
Sure.
Mina Shirakawa looked great, though. Good
She
debut.
looks fantastic. It's like jarring. I didn't pick it up the first time I saw it. And I was like, oh my God, it's a shockingly attractive woman. But listen, the match was fine. Props to Anna Jay and Mariah May for the match they put on. Props to whoever the next guy after Jack Perry is. You're a lucky man, sir, because this thing's over. Sorry. After that footage, you get about 3 months before she gets the fuck out of here. Sorry. Women don't respond well to people who get their ass beat.
You're so wrong for that.
Sorry. Listen, this was goofy and over the top and borderline exploitative. Sure. But it's wrestling, so I enjoyed it. I have no complaints.
We got Frantic World, who says Club Venus is my favorite in Stardom. Mina Shirakawa is my favorite wrestler in Stardom. There's just something about her. She has a bunch of charisma and just it factor. And if you see her dance during her entrance, I've seen many casual fans who just became fans of her just off of her entrance. So
is she any good?
Yeah, she's good.
Objectively so.
Objectively, she's good. She doesn't have like the flashy speedster style that Stardom is known for. She does more of like wear down. Like she is more, her finishers have to do with like figure fours, and she does a figure four like reverse brainbuster as her finisher. So she works over the leg. She does great dragon screw leg whips. She's like Hiroshi Tanahashi in the ring, and just has a bunch of charisma like a female Shawn Michaels out of the ring.
Sounds like fun. I'm sure she'll be great on Rampage.
She made her AEW ROH debut recently, so there you go.
Oh,
Bell in the chat says, by the way, SP3, keep going on the House of Torture slander, but because he flew from Japan to be in Philly to support his girl 24 hours later, ease up on Evil. No, Evil's the worst one, so I won't. Sorry.
Jesus.
Sorry.
All right.
Savette says, Anna Jay versus Mariah May was good, but the kiss was wow.
Glad you liked it, you creep. Enjoy. I mean, porn is free, sir.
Oh, shit, it did?
Yep.
Why didn't you announce that last night?
Yeah, other things to get to. That's what I wanted to say, by the way. I almost forgot. Because I did want to come up with something. We've been talking about fixes and solutions. We all think the ratings going to pop this week, right? Because of the Punk stuff. And then it'll go back down to where it was next week. My point is, should you have put on a bigger show so you have so many eyeballs on it? Maybe did an Ospreay and Claudio this fucking week?
Yes.
Why are we? Whatever. Fucking incompetence.
It really is, though. Like it's ridiculous how like incompetent. Like if you're gonna do this on this show, you should have had something like do the contract signing from last week. You should have done it this week.
Ooh, yes, contract signing was fire.
The contract signing was great. Like you needed some type of other segment that's gonna hook people to come back next week, and they didn't do that. They were wasting time. They were wasting time responding to stuff. But yeah, Ospreay versus Claudio apparently got booked for next week's Go Home Dynamite. That should be great. Should have promoted it. Alex Marvez is backstage.
Claudio better fucking take fucking Ospreay 45 minutes to beat Claudio. Because if it takes you 20 minutes to beat Kyle Fletcher, it should take 45 to beat Claudio.
At least 30. The time limit draw. Alex Marvez is backstage somewhere with Mercedes Moné, and they talk about her making history at Double or Nothing, where she'll have her debut matchup. Moné was asked about the TBS title match at Dynasty, and Moné said that they are the very best. She says Julia is so mysterious and unpredictable and has Willow's number for sure, but Nightingale has been a force to be reckoned with for sure, and she's dangerous. Marvez asks her to elaborate on that. Moné brought up her match with Nightingale, getting injured and losing the chance to be the first ever NJPW Strong Women's Champion. Moné said she's now on a mission to be TBS champion at Double or Nothing and was about to answer who she wants to face at Double or Nothing when the lights went out. When they came back on, Mercedes Moné was seen beaten up. We heard sounds of her getting beaten up. A very not panicked at all Marvez is asking for the lights to be turned on. When they did, he says, Mercedes is not okay. Mercedes is not okay. We need some help. We need some help. This segment was fine, but Marvez's lack of acting ability just made it hilarious to me. And Mercedes moaning, because it was not groans. It was not she was in pain. It was something that a lot of Mercedes Moné fans have been wanting in their life and have been replaying over and over again since last night's show.
I haven't replayed it just yet, but I will. Maybe I'll put on maybe I'll do what you did, suggestion. I'll put on some porn and then fucking mute it, then put on the sounds on another screen and just kind of enjoy it for what it is. I'll say this nicely. I like Mercedes. She's a very good wrestler. How do I say it nicely? She leaves quite a bit to be desired in the acting department, in the fucking promo department. And I don't know how you can work around it if she can't wrestle. It's like if you had Benoit, he couldn't wrestle. You just have him talk every week.
Yo, imagine they brought in Chris Benoit and just had him doing promos for weeks.
It's like, oh my god, I think this nigga stinks. But it is what it is. I'm not entirely sure.
It's like if they did what we've been talking about for months and got Seth Rollins and just had him do promos for like 2 months.
Shit! Are you saying Seth Rollins is that guy? You saying he's been Juan Mercedes?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, I'm sorry. I said this on our review, but the mind warp that I had at the start of night 2, seeing the guy that ended night 1 all depressed, all after he lost the biggest match, one of the biggest match of his career, and then he comes out in a fucking clown parade with CM Punk saying, "This guy looks like a clown. What do y'all want me to say?" It was like, y'all buried him, and then everything they did after that was just like, "Oh well, he's a fucking dork now." I was like, he loses the matchup. He loses the matchup. The guy he lost to loses it 5 minutes later. Then he comes out as one of the big run-ins, does nothing of importance, gets knocked the fuck out, gets blasted with a chair, and everybody's trying to say, oh, he was right. He was Cody's shield.
He was.
He helped him out so much. Yeah,
he
helped him out. Getting beat the fuck up and look like a dork.
Okay. I assume the outfit for every outfit he's ever worn is his idea, we would imagine, right? Right. So if you have seen Punk commentary, he's got a comment on his outfit. He had the same thought we all fucking had, which is, what the fuck is that? And what do you want me to do about it? I got nothing for you. He looks like a clown. And he lost the match to Drew. He should have. He was hurt from night 1 and fucking it came to pass. Now listen, I do think he probably should got some offense in the main event of night 2. The fact that he comes in and just gets punched in the fucking mouth.
Yo, he was such a fucking passenger along for the ride. Everybody else is doing the work here, and Seth's just along for the ride. Oh, let me push Cody out the way of the spear. Let me do a couple exchanges with Roman, couple exchanges with Rock. I'm here for the ride. Then he gets speared. He gets the fucking regular ass spear through the barricade that never took out anyone. But he was out for the whole like 5 minutes of the damn match.
Listen.
After the Rock at the same time took a rock bottom through the table. That's looked much more vicious than Seth's spear through the barricade. But the Rock came back and won the damn matchup, and Seth never came back until Cody was depressed in the middle of the ring.
Well, Rock is a gigantic man. Pause. By the way, my sister found she's not a wrestling fan, at least not anymore. She saw Rock and Cody in the ring together. She's like, why is he so much bigger than that guy? Oh, the Rock is he eats people for a living. Seth is just a regular guy. He could definitely use a break, by the way. Not only for his character refresh, but he also looks like his body could use a fucking break. Give Seth a break. He's a solid B+ guy, maybe an A- guy if you want. And he's as such. What do you want from him? What could he have done better besides dress?
No, I'm not. I do agree with you. I think Seth is one of the greatest number 2s in WWE history. But like, I think a lot of Seth's fans think or want to make the argument that he's number 1, and it's like, no,
never,
no,
never. I'm sorry,
no. But like, what would you say? Because we got to talk. We're going right off the tangent with this one because we only got the main event left to talk about. So all the great number 2s in WWE history. Let's go back to just the Hogan era. So you have Macho Man. You got The Rock,
right?
Which he's already won. He's the greatest number 2 they
he's
ever
the Kobe.
Had. He's the greatest number 2 they ever had because he eventually became a number 1. As soon as number 1 left, he filled in there, and it was like, oh, you were born for this. Oh, this is great.
Right. So I guess we count Triple H then. That's number 2. If we're giving Rock 1 for right.
Yeah, Triple H is up there. You can actually make an argument for both Brett and Shawn at one point or another being number 2 for the other.
Yeah.
Orton. Cody for the past 2 years.
Yeah. And Seth for a long period. So we're saying who's best?
Punk,
that's Rock.
And Punk.
Whoa.
And Edge.
Whoa.
Did we say Orton as well?
You said
mention
Orton.
Orton? Okay, so those are the 5 of our generation, really. I don't know. I may be missing out on somebody else, but those really feel like those are the 5. Maybe Angle at some point, Taker at another point.
If you're talking about like a split brand thing, yeah, I guess. Rock's an easy one. He's very much Kobe in the Batman and Robin sense.
Yeah.
Rock, Punk. I think I'm going with Cody next.
Yeah.
Shockingly.
Yeah, because he did so well at number 2, he became number 1. They're giving him the number 1 spot. Yeah, like you have to say like those are the 3. Those are the top 3. And then I would say there's an argument for. I would say it's the argument really for 4 is Seth or Orton.
You're not gonna put Triple H there?
I mean, like I feel like he's the.
It's only a year.
I feel like he's the greatest number 3 of all time. But I don't know. I don't know if he was ever really a good number 2 because he never wanted to be the number 2. Whenever he landed at number 2, it was because he was reaching too far for 1 and he just fell there.
I'm not gonna have this revisionist history of Triple H's year 2000. If we're saying The Rock is 1, which I agree with, how is this not an outstanding year?
You're right. 4. He's 4. So now the argument
Rock,
for 5th,
Cody, Triple H.
Yeah, the argument for 5th is Orton and Seth.
What years is Orton? Are we going with?
2000, because when they really make Cena the number 1 guy is 06.
Right.
Edge would be number 2.
Right.
07, same thing. 08 is when they're starting the Orton, you're in that top 2 when he comes back from his injury, when he gets voices. So 2009 is his first year as number 2.
Orton had a great run. He's a fantastic character. But ever since you brought up how he's not a very good promo, I can't get it out of my head. I keep trying to justify putting somebody else close to him. There's nobody really close to that D, C- promo that Orton is. There's nobody really in that same category. Not Brett, not Shawn, not Triple H. Nobody's that.
That's because Brett has the Canadian run. Like, if Brett would be there. Brett would be like the one that you would think, oh yeah, he's the other top guy that didn't have. But you've seen him as a heel in '97. And like,
he's great.
Like '97 heel Brett is on like another level.
He's so fun. You know what? Yeah, I'm putting Seth ahead of Orton. That's blasphemy, I know. I'm putting Seth ahead of Orton just for that fact.
He was great in 08. He just like there was a portion he was gone. He was gone for like 3-4 months after he loses the title in May, and he doesn't come back until like the fall that year. Bell says, "Is Taker counted as number 2, or is he a standalone?" I don't know when Taker was number 2. Honestly, like I can't pinpoint a long period of time where he was number 2. Like
not a long period of time. No, like there's a summer in '98. He's number 2 to Austin.
Yes.
And it's Rock really fast.
Yeah, then it becomes Rock like 3 months later.
Really
like
fast.
It's ridiculous. Like there's no point. And like I this is open to the chat to like say, oh no, he was number 2 from this year to this year. I don't think you can do that though. Like because he was like literally when we get to like the year 2006, 2007 when Cena's on top, Taker's pretty much a special attraction back then.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. I can't justify it.
Batista was number 2 in 05, 06. But then he gets hurt.
Yeah.
The injury is what takes him back. Is what's like it's not until again he becomes number 2 like the end of 09 when he turns heel.
Ministry of Darkness. No, Austin Rock are both around then.
Yeah, Austin Rock. Yeah. He's number 3, and he's only number 3 until Triple H is ready during the Ministry of Darkness, basically.
That shit happens really fast.
Yeah.
All right, love Taker.
Simeon saying Taker might have been number 2 with Batista in 2006, 2007. You were breaking it down by brand, and we told you we don't do that bullshit. We don't listen to WWE's bullshit, Simeon. John Cena still works there. he's number 1. Then, therefore, Batista would be number 2, and the Taker would be number 3 by that logic. Rey Mysterio, he was in the top 5.
He's there.
He was in the top 5 in 06.
Yeah, I can't really justify him being any higher than that. So.
Yeah, that's it. Main event time. Let's get to it. Samoa Joe versus Dustin Rhodes in an AEW World Title Eliminator matchup. This matchup was very physical with Joe coming out for blood. Rhodes attacked right at the bell with some corner attacks, but Joe tossed him to the outside, drove him into the barricade, throws him into the ring post, which busts Dustin Rhodes open. It was all Joe from the remainder there. Rhodes tries to battle back, but being busted open really messed up his equilibrium. I love Samoa Joe that he made him bleed on the side that didn't have face paint because he's thoughtful. Rhodes would make his comeback. He hit a big crossroads for a really good near fall, which would have been great to be like, hey, his brother just won with that move. But I know Dustin Rhodes, after Joe kicked out, must have been thinking, I knew it. That move don't work. That move don't beat nobody. Dustin is so stupid. He's won the title match, but then he goes get the AEW World Title right in front of the fucking referee, like a damn idiot. He puts down the title. Joe uses this. He goes for the chain first, so the referee stops him and takes the chain away, but he uses that to get the AEW World Title, hits Dustin Rhodes with it to pick up the victory here. After the match, Joe applies the Coquina clutch when Swerve Strickland comes out of nowhere. He hits a house call kick. He grabs the chain and he levels Joe with a punch right to the chin. He goes to whip Joe with the chain, but he runs off. Security and wrestlers come down to separate them. Meanwhile, in the ring, Prince Nana presents the AEW World Title to Strickland as Strickland holds it up and stares down with Samoa Joe, who's utterly pissed and twitching in the face as he watches Swerve Strickland with his property. The main event was decent. It was physical. That's about all I can ask for from a Dustin Rhodes match. Definitely wasn't that Dustin Rhodes banger that he was talking about, but Joe winning makes sense. I don't know why you protect Dustin in the finish. That was very confusing. And the post-match was fun because, like I said, Joe and Swerve's the best thing in this company right now. Jimmy, what did you think?
This love that Tony Khan has for these 60-year-old men makes me fucking sick. I don't understand why we need to protect Dustin. Joe, isn't Joe the one with the fucking pay-per-view match? Doesn't he need all he can get? Isn't the whole point that fucking Swerve is climbing this unstoppable fucking thing? So why the fuck does he need help to beat this bum? And when this bum become a fucking idiot and grab a belt in front of the referee, you know if you hit him with that, it's over, right? You know you get disqualified, you know win the belt, right? You've been around for 35 years. You should know that's how it works. What the fuck are we doing? Who fucking agented this? What the fuck? The match is good, I guess. If you like Dustin, I suppose, but what the fuck? I don't understand. I don't understand even a little bit. If this was the finish to the Swerve match, I might think it's decent enough, but it's not. It's Dustin. What the fuck?
For no good reason. No good reason. No good reason. We're just putting over Dustin Rhodes because we got to keep a Rhodes. Big Man Dog saying Sting was a good number 2. Yes, no doubt. That's a great one. But we were strictly thinking about WWE. But you're 100% right. Sting was number 2 to Flair. He was number 2 to Hogan. He was like, and he never tried to be number 1. He never tried to be number 1. The company had to make him number 1 a few times. Never did it well. So it was like he was like, oh yeah, he's perfect at that number 2 spot.
Great, I agree, 100%.
Yeah, if you think about outside of WWE, I'm trying to think of great number 2s outside of WWE. Okada before he became number 1, and then Tanahashi becomes a great number 2. Naito. Shinsuke Nakamura in New Japan. I'm thinking straight New Japan now. Kenny Omega in New Japan. Will Ospreay in New Japan. If you think about TNA, Joe, AJ,
Yeah.
Bobby Roode.
That's a fucking shame. What? Seriously?
Bobby Roode.
Seriously?
Yeah. I think it was a good number 2. He would be at the bottom of the TNA list, but he was good number 2.
Eddie Guerrero in 04. Oh, he's behind Triple H. He's behind
Angle until he gets hurt.
Angle. Yeah, he wasn't there for very long.
Nah. He didn't want to be there. He said the pressure was too much. Alexander says, I love the reaction from Joe at the end. First time Joe looked worried about losing his title. It's been a slow progression, honestly. It's been like he had the look of both nervousness and anger, and now it's slowly going into being worried as we get closer to Dynasty.
He knows what's about to happen. Man, if you can't be a 55-year-old man, you can't be Swerve, obviously. What the fuck are we doing?
Speaking of 55-year-old men, they did have a Jay White promo with Bullet Club Gold, where he was a perfect heel, where he said, "Oh, I know you guys are tired of me beating up Billy Gunn after what I did." He tells the Guns to get him some competition for a Rampage. I will say that was the perfect heel response to last week's booking.
Just pretend like that shit didn't happen, and I want no more parts of Billy Gunn.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fight him. Y'all don't want to see me beat him up again. So, Macho Man, honestly, is probably better than Orton and Rollins.
Yeah, I mean, just generally he is. Yeah,
he made the number 2 spot. Like he made. I don't think WWF had a number 2 spot until Macho Man as Intercontinental Champion, and that's him as a heel being the number 2 guy.
Macho Man's so fucking good. I wish he was in more conversations, but he's not.
I agree with you. Yeah, Alexander is saying TNA when Angle came in was number 1. Then Styles wasn't number 2. Joe was number 2 because that's the guy. Because that's the guy Angle feuded with when he first came in. So Joe is the number 2 guy.
Treat them like fucking equals. Shocking.
Yes. And still to this day, the Samoa Joe Angle pay-per-view matches are some of the highest buy rates TNA ever did. And not even the first 3 matches. The biggest buy rate was 2 years later when they do the lockdown matchup, the fake MMA match. The only time fake MMA worked in wrestling.
That's very true. It never worked.
We got another super chat donation here from Will Chisholm, a super Chisholm, if you will. Thank you, Will. He says, what was Jay White in New Japan Pro Wrestling? Because Tony booking him like he's his 6th in America. Jay, I would say Jay was number 3 during his time on top of New Japan, because his time on top of New Japan starts when Omega leaves, and they kind of had him and Ospreay like neck and neck. Like Ospreay has started in the juniors, so he had to work his way up to get to the heavyweight scene. Jay White, they immediately like put up in the heavyweight scene and made him a top heel. So he was like number 2, number 3 for a while during his top runs in New Japan.
And number 6 in America is crazy.
That is
number 16, maybe.
That's a big drop off. Chuck Berries with a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Chuck Berry. So this first one's going to be for Will.
Listen up, you prick.
And the second one's for Chuck. Well,
I'm serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
You should have sat back and taken it. So
Chuck Berry says that Mercedes promo was heelish, and yet she got attacked from behind like a true face. Kind of like the 2020 pandemic, Sasha versus Bailey steel chair shot.
Who do you think it is, by the way?
I would say I think it should be Chris Statlander. What about you?
Agreed. Unless this is some grand, I always like me a smart heel. This is all a big setup. I wouldn't mind, but I doubt it. Yeah, Statlander. My guess is it's Sky Blue or fucking Julia Hart or fucking somebody. As long as it's not Willow, I'll take all other answers. All of the answers are acceptable.
We got Simeon who says, I think TK hates Jay White after the MJF feud. My guy is just floating when he should be the number 2 singles heel in AEW. Agreed. But yes, that brings us to an end on another edition of AEWramble. Let us know your match of the night, MVP, LVP. Want to thank you all so much. This is one of our biggest episodes that we've done yet. Remember to drop a thumbs up on the video, share with your friends, and of course, sound off in the live chat some more. Give us your match of the night, MVP, LVP. Out of 10, what did you give the show? And thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle. And if you're watching on demand, let us know that in the comments down below. For me and Jimmy, for the April 10th, 2024 edition of AEW Dynamite. Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs in the middle from both of us. Out of 10, I'm going to give the show 6 out of 10.
Wow. I was leaning 6.5. You saying 6 makes you want to go down, but I'm going to stick with the 6.5. It was awful for the company, as the Punk thing was. It is fun to watch. Sorry.
This is back-to-back weeks I've rated the show lower than you.
I know. What the fuck is going on here? I think because you care about this company. And I find their shit hilarious. Yeah. 10 out of 10. Yes. But yeah, listen, some good things here, wrapped in a bunch of terrible decisions. Hire a booker, hire a general manager, hire a CEO if you have to. Yes, just
not Mercedes.
Just pay for shit and get the fuck out of the way.
Pretty much at this point. That's where I'm getting at too. Your match of the night?
Edge and Penta.
Copeland Penta, easy for me. MVPs for the show, I'm going to give it to Joe and Swerve.
I'm not mad at that. I can't give it to CM Punk, right?
He was on the show.
He was on the show. I'm leaning CM Punk. Who else was great on the show? Oh, Stokely was great too. Yeah. Willow was great. I'm not gonna give it to them. I'm gonna give it to Joe Swerve. Was a good one.
And your LVP for the show, 1000% Tony Khan.
Fucking dope. What the fuck? What are we doing? Don't you? Maybe this is Chris Hero. Maybe this is he's going through some type of like mid-company crisis, like where you can't fight them anymore. You can't fight them anymore, but you're bigger than everybody else. You just like.
Maybe his 5-year plan was to turn AEW to WCW. Maybe that was the 5-year plan.
I'm not mad. As awful as WCW was at the end, I didn't enjoy the awfulness. I don't know what to tell you.
But Jimmy, thank you so much for today. As always, let everybody know where they can follow you on social media and what you got going on your channel.
At Jimmy Macram on YouTube. Watch television shows and movies. SP3 and I are currently watching Atlanta, which is very good, if not weird, whenever it feels like being. And on Twitter, at Jimmy Macram. We might be able to talk. You might be blocked already, though. So I can't be sure. Sorry.
You can follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. Follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at True Hill Heat. Patreon.com/True Hill Heat. Get your exclusive content, the True Hill Heat Prediction Championship, and more. I will be back on Saturday, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time with the True Hill Heat flagship podcast. We had over 100 people watching today's show, so I expect y'all all to come back on Saturday and watch the show here on YouTube with me, Chrissy Love, and the True Draw Josh, because we will talk more about AEW, airing the all-in footage and all the fallout from it.
Don't you let that person. It's gonna be rude. We can't be rude. Inter-promotional. We can't be rude. Don't you let that person give any of his nonsense on that fucking True Hill flagship podcast. You just fucking let him know what time it is. This was an awful decision, and I don't care how much he and his awful haircut thinks it's not. It fucking is. Full stop.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Hill Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
For Jimmy Macram, it is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. This has been AEWramble, episode 141. Roll the tape. We are signing off until next time.